Boom. Snails. I was it. We go. Notification sent out. Let's click play on the game. My properties. Why did my exposure drop? There we go. Alrighty, that's better. And click play. Game capture properties. Exocolonist. Sasha. Hello, here you go. I don't know what that was. Very hot. Excuse me, why am I not ultra? Give me ultra. Every V. Whatever that means. I like the vibe. Okay. Children will die? Wonderful. That's nice that they included that. I like this inclusion. Like it doesn't spoil things. Unless you want it to spoil things. Because for some people in the world, knowing this beforehand is very necessary. I still have to put in the fucking emote that Clay fixed up for me. Whoopsies. Wake up! Yep, I am very mature. You wake to chaos. The confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire. I see that. I can't hear anything. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out. But you aren't sure how you got here or what on Vertumna is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet and collapses. Oh, she's hot. Oh no! She's a redhead! Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. Through the fire and the flames. It's your friend. Your friend. Why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. I'll climb out. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. It won't hold your face. Ha! Oh! Hey! Ha! Oh! I've seen that. I've seen that. It's very disgusting. Ah! Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Dang, she's strong. I weigh a decent bit. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Doggy. Glowing eyes. You shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog? Like, from Earth? Woof. But, not a dog. That is not a dog. Nope. Scary dog. Danger doggo. Here we go. We got the music back. You are born on the Stratospheric, Earth's first colony ship, halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. What? Lulu? Lululu. Your parents run the hydroponic gardens which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet Vertumna 4 in the hope they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merged their cultures and traditions. They name you. Something else? Well, I don't know what to name myself. Like, I don't want to just, like, my name. That's lame. Even though I do that for every other game. Bob. No. What was supposed to be the way that name was pronounced? Wasn't it like Alex something stupid? Or Xander? Ash? That kid is gonna get bullied so fucking much, dude. And what's funny, like he's gonna get bullied at the rich prep schools too. Fun fact. Isn't like fucking, I think Elon Musk's dad is like banging his stepdaughter. Not Elon's dad is banging one of his stepdaughters. Not one of Elon's stepdaughters, but Papa Musk's stepdaughters. They like have 3 children together, I think. I saw that like somewhere online and I was like, oh, that. Fuck it, I'll just do Solane. Well, they're South African. They're not... You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination, sometimes too active, your mom says. Huh. I really like the, sliders here. Yeah, well... We'll just max out the bro. The masculine. So I feel like right now we don't look... No. Children have soft faces. You have vivid dreams of things you've never experienced. My dogs are barking. Still barking. I don't think you guys can hear him unless I talk. Dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles and strange animals. You wonder if this is what Vertumna will be like. Every child on the Stratospheric is given 1 genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first sign of yours. Ooh! 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 Do I want to be yoked out my mind? Like, do we want... Hmm. I don't know. I feel like kind of knowing what games like this are like, kind of the vibe, they're probably going to have a character we meet be the like a stereotypical like wholesome himbo or herbo or theybo. You know, so the quicker pick absorbent brain. Your brain is like bounty. The quicker picker upper. I feel extra fingers? Who the fuck would want extra fingers? No, I'm thinking eagle eyes or calm temperament. And I feel like if we're gonna be like the leader of a group, I wanna have a calm temperament. Ah, so actually that could be useful. One stress and lose one stress at end of round. Nothing can phase you. You're rarely frustrated and you don't let anxiety get the better. Well, that already we are living in a fictitious world because that is not me. You brush insults aside, always play nice, and never have to be told that sharing is caring. You're especially nice to your friend, who is bold and confident. Who's who? Who's who? Energetic and loyal Anemone, tough and gentle Cal. Cal Kestis, bold and confident Mars, quiet and adventurous D, studious and mature Tangent, shy and sweet Tammy. But who's gonna be the love of my life? Studious and mature. I really love the character design in this game. Tangent sits right up front by the holo projector and always has her hand in the air. She and her twin brother Deez drifted apart when she started genome treatment to make her body conform to her gender. Today, Tang is the girl you always knew she was, but her relationship with Deez is worse than ever. Wait. Okay, so... Oh. I think I'm reading that right. Nice. Yeah, Tangent. She'll be my bestie. You are 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Hal says it's like a doorway to other star systems, with a planet Vertumna 4 on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble, then things start to slide off the tables. You hurry to gather near the escape pods, just in case. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's gonna be fine, Soleil, your dad soothes. We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Uh-oh! Red emergency lights switch on as a siren begins to sound somewhere distant in the ship. You try to breathe slowly like you were taught, but you're very scared. You look out a porthole, the stars are gone. When you're frightened, you get in touch with my emotions. We're in a fantasy world. You bawl like a baby. You know what? Fair enough. It feels good. You aren't the only one. Nearby, your classmate Tammy has tears streaming down her cheeks. Mars is trying quietly to console her. She sighs as your crying makes Tammy wail even more loudly. Your dad puts his arms around you as you let it out. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching too, your arms impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this the wormhole? You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving way as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of deja vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know somehow that everything is going to be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams you back against the wall, head first. You black out. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow all at once. And more than just one tomorrow. Lots of them. Different tomorrows. Ouch, cheese! Hot. I'm sorry. You find yourself in a place that you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger. But also not a stranger. Grinning as she grabs your hand. Hurry up, she says. I'm not gonna let you miss this. Distantly, you can feel the ship's shaking has stopped, and hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your consciousness reforms. You wake up in the medbay. The medbed under you plays a soft tone and an automated voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may now be safely discharged. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus on the window. Something is definitely different. Trees? Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from twin blue and yellow suns streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, grass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere and people walking around outside, on the ground. You better get out there and join them. Okay, cool. They still let it, like, if you want to change it, they'll let you change it. That's neat. Stress cry. Tangent is gonna be my best friend. Cautiously step outside to your new life. Oh shit. Can I go back in? I love this art style. The ship's quarters are where everyone sleeps, eats, and hangs out. The private bedrooms are small. You share one with your parents, so colonists spend most of their time in the big common area. There's a lounge and cafeteria and a crèche where all the little kids and babies are raised communally. Oh, Tammy! Oh! Tammy jumps as you step out of the ship's quarters behind her. You're awake. Are you all better? You better go see your dad. She points southeast towards some geodesic domes. To walk, click on the ground. Click on characters to talk to them. Or I can use WASD. Tammy looks concerned. You slept for so long after you bumped your head, she says. I bet your parents were worried. Your dad is working over in geoponics near those domes. They're called greenhouses. I would go with you, but, well, this is as far as I've been from the ship since we landed. Tammy stammers, blushing. It's scary outside. You know what? Fair enough. Will you say, okay. I'm going to explore. A low, throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and medbay. You know the route to your classroom well. But the rest of this wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from a nearby holoscreen. Don't forget to study hard, Selene! What's this? The Garrison. A small team led by Security Chief Rhett was enough to keep the peace on the Stratospheric. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here on Vertumna, the Garrison has expanded fast. They're building a huge wall around the colony and have an outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo. And best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court. I love that they called it fucking sports ball. I love that. Is that Papa? Selene! Your dad gives you a big, warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance thought it'd be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year, my snoozy little gooseberry. He checks your head and looks relieved. He was clearly very worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smiles. Oh, thanks, Dad! Welcome to Vertumna. he says, gesturing around you. You've never seen the Stratospheric from the outside, except pictures. The ship has been separated in two, and parts taken off to form other buildings and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it, dotting their way up the hill. How did you do this so fast? You've been asleep for weeks, he says, and these geodesic greenhouses practically put themselves up. But some of this is only a quick, temporary solution, he admits. We'll keep growing and improving things. One day our little colony will be as big as a whole city. Before I forget, he pulls a package out from his satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it blankly. Don't you know what day it is? He asks. You honestly don't. You remind him that you've been asleep in medbay. Happy birthday, he shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare at the wrapped package. You know exactly what is in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about this package. Some years ago on the ship. Inside will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad made by hand. How did you know this? Exactly as you imagined, as you dreamed. A feeling of panic rises in your throat, and your hand shakes, but... How? Your dad notices. Are you okay, Selene? He snaps his fingers. Dr. Instant shouldn't have let you out so early. Sometimes those sleeping meds take a while to wear off. It might make your head feel funny for a few hours. You nod. Maybe that's all it is. Someone shouts your dad's name. Listen, I'm so sorry, Selene, he says. But I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed and... He stops himself. Don't worry. We are going to fix it, your mother and I. Professor Howell is expecting you in classes if you're feeling up to it, your dad says, pointing west to the engineering wing in the rear end of the bisected ship. Then he points to the large doors you came out of earlier. Or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight, he says, then kisses the top of your head and ruffles your hair. Have a wonderful birthday, Selene. Thumbs up. Sensor buildings, then there are 13 months a year and 10 years to the end of the game. You'll only have time to focus on a few things. Oh, balls, they're gonna do that to me, huh? Oh, there's my bestie. No, that's not my bestie. That is an emo child. You see Diz sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate in the wall to the south where grown-ups are coming and going. Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly without looking up. They say there's nothing to be afraid of, but then why do we need walls? You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory so strong that you think you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall, something enormous and dark and wriggly. For years in space, you've had half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you the dreams weren't real. Breaking you from your daydream, Deez whispers, I think there are monsters out there. Yeah, I believe you. No, you don't. He says, you're being sarcastic, I can tell. Nobody believes me. They're huge and wriggly and dangerous. Stop making fun of me. These pets are as bad as Mars. Sorry, emo child. The greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from Earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you can enter. The seasonal garden outside is dotted with blue nobodies, little flowers with what look like wriggling creatures stuck inside each one. A sign explains it's a decoy, meant to attract some kind of flying predator to come pollinate the flower. What's up here? What's up here? Command is a warren of long hallways with doors off to tiny, nondescript offices. Everyone you pass seems to be hurrying off to something important. The end of one hallway opens into the supply depot, which works as both requisitions office and general store. Beyond it are cavernous warehouses stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed. What's the notice board? Colony food shortfall, negative 100%. Colony security rating, evaluating. Upcoming event, we will be hosting our first annual Vertumnalia Festival during the second month of Dust. Notice, take precautions outside the colony boundaries. Xenofauna have been sighted in the area. Survey teams are investigating. Current Council and Administration, Governor Udicott Command. Chief Administrator Seek Command, Chief Security Chief Rhett, Chief Engineer Instance, Chief Cultivator Flulu, Chief Steward Antecedent, Chief Surveyor Melatonin. Yo, dude, give me some mellies, bro. We'll leave. Hiya, Selene. Anemone seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow. This stuff is different from snow on Earth, she tells you, because it isn't cold, but it's still neat, and you can make stuff out of it. Your foggy head clears a little. Anemone is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near here. What are you making? Just snow spirals. She says, but earlier me and Cal made a big snow pal. You missed it while you were sleeping in medbay. She smiles her broad, gap-toothed smile at you. Now that you're awake, we can play. Why aren't you in school? Smacks for it. School? I wondered where everybody was. I guess I'm gonna be late for humanities class. Doesn't look very worried, do you? It's okay, he says. Professor Hal is chill. He won't mind, but we should probably go now. She grins and starts running towards engineering. Hey, race you. No fair. She's getting a head start. No, she's not. She's still right there. Get wrecked! +2 biology, reasoning, and friendship with tangent. Okay, no matter what, this gives me a friendship with tangent. Good. I'm gonna take creativity and persuasion. Study humanities. Welcome, Solane. Professor Hal greets you. I hope you're all warmed up and ready to study the glorious humanities. History, literature, language, media, and philosophy. And yes, if you're lucky, we'll have a little ancient earth poetry too. He seems excited about that last bit. By the way, if anyone is interested in taking engineering classes, please register through Congruence's scheduling system when you have a chance. She'll be helping me teach them. Today's assignment is an easy one, Hal says with a yawn, because I was up late repairing Congruence's subterminal and I could use a nap. I'd like you to write an essay on what the Vertumna colony means to you. Freedom, equality, democracy, fucking... Are we gonna be a fucking revolutionary from as a get-go? I feel like we're like 10 years old, man. We're either my friends are here or we're just doodling. We're not gonna be like, freedom! And I mean, no, I feel like our character, like at age 10, based on what we know from our parents, we've always felt safe. I don't think we've ever lived a life where we don't feel safe. My friends are through the power of friendship. You write about all your buds and the fun things you do together. When Hal wakes from his nap, he asks a few students to read their essays to the class. Mars is annoyed that you hardly mention her. Well, you aren't really friends, so... Well, okay, then fuck you, Mars. When you work or go to class, you'll play a quick card challenge as the month passes. Move cards to fill the 5 panes and make the best hand you can. Yes, order matters. If your total in the circle on the right reaches the goal value, you win. Depending on the cards, some challenges can't be won, but you still get a reward for doing your best. Bonus for flushes, same color together. Bonus for pairs, same number together. Bonus for straights. Okay. The more cards in a flush, pair or straight, the higher the bonus added to... It can be... Okay. Well, we don't... Woo! Your skills increase when you work or go to school, with extra skills if you win the challenge, and a kudos bonus if you make the highest scoring hand with your cards. Working also increases stress, which prevents you from working if it reaches 100. To relieve stress, take a month off to relax in the quarters wing. Oh. Tangent and I are gonna get married. Wait. No, I want to replay. I could have gotten an 11? How? Your parents have been working from first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job, and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away. But there seems to be something more than that. It's such a change from growing up on the stratospheric when you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. Though you can tell they're exhausted, they make an effort to spend time with you. Now, they're good parents. I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, your dad says. Your mom watches you as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. I've been holding up. I learned some stuff in school. Glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. Your dad smiles. And Professor Howell will give you kudos if you get good grades. You can spend those at the depot once it's open. You know, says your dad, raising an eyebrow at your mom, I think there are lots of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working on a hobby, or by helping a friend. Your mom shakes her head and sighs, though you can tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression. We both agree that this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to do things differently than on Earth. You're old enough now to start making your own decisions about your education and future. And if that means you find your own way, we'll accept that. I don't know, I feel like 10 years old is a bit young. I was pretty stupid at 10, man. I wouldn't trust 10-year-old me to make decisions. Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have ideas for how you can spend your time. And come by Geoponics, your mom adds. We could use your help. All right, Sasha, here you go. Wow, I could shovel dirt. The children, they yearn for the mines. Early quiet. Mid quiet. Age 10. Go to school. Anemone is bumping a sports ball with her wrists, trying to keep it up in the air. Heads up! She shouts and bumps the ball in your direction. Think fast. Bounce it back. You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. Anemone tells you about the new sports ball court. Proper regulation-sized court, way bigger than the little zero-G one on the stratospheric. Her brother Com is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. He's so great, she says. He's good at everything, especially spiking. He's coaching me to play awesome like him. You should come join us. Okay. That unlocks like an activity. There's Papa. Hello, your dad exclaims, smiling warmly. What have you been up to today? Playing in the fresh air. He breathes deeply and looks slowly around. Vertumna is magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons, he shouts, throwing his hands wide. I missed seasons. Back on Earth, it got much, much colder, and the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow. He sighs, stretching. You just wait until dust season. Both the suns will be high in the sky, and it'll be real hot then. You'll see. You find your mom hard at work setting up the greenhouses with a small construction crew. You've seen these plans pinned to the wall of your family's quarters for years now. These geodesic domes will house the more delicate plants from Earth. Spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. Wait, tomatoes are a fruit, aren't they? Isn't that what they are? She takes a swig from her canteen as you approach. Looking for something to do? Yes, remember, Solane, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time, so long as it's productive. She points towards the engineering wing in the back half of the stratospheric severed frame. Professor Howell's still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. She claps her hand on your shoulder. Got another minute. Anything you need to know? What are you doing in geoponics? Lore time! She looks down and nudges at a sprout growing between her feet. It's green, the color of earth plants. We're doing our best, she says, but it hasn't been easy. I just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here, she says, glancing up at the sky. I hear it rains like hell in the wet season. She takes a long look at you, up and down. You're growing fast, Elaine, but you're still too young for real farming. Instead, there's a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. Seeing your disappointment, she nudges you on the shoulder. Don't pout. It'll help build those muscles. You'll need them now that we're out in the real world, doing real work. Out here, we have to rely on our physical strength. She flexes her biceps. She's a beefcake. What's happening in engineering? Al's teaching classes on life science, engineering, and humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe he'll let you work there in a few years. Your father thinks you're old enough that school is optional. I don't agree, but I'll be honest with you, she says, gesturing to the fields. We do need every pair of hands we can get. If you want to work with me here on geoponics, I'd suggest studying life science. If you don't have a good grasp of biology and ecology, I'm going to stick you on shovel duty. What can I do in the quarters? If you need a break, she advises, you can visit the lounge and see your friends. But, she warns, raising a finger, I don't want to see you lounging around all the time. You need to work hard, too. What's the garrison? Security Chief Rhett is organizing a sports ball team. You used to play, didn't you, back on the ship? It'll be different here with the planet's gravity. Of all the adults in the colony, Rhett and your mom are the most like soldiers you'd see on a holovid. Excuse me. For a moment, you think your mom's going to suggest something else, then she shakes her head. You're too young for defense training, so don't worry about that yet. Just enjoy yourself and stay out of trouble. What's going on in command? I think Seek said they need someone to deliver supplies from the depot. They're also setting up a shop there if you've got some kudos to spend. And of course, that's where Governor Uticott works. But you shouldn't bother her. She's a busy woman and she doesn't have your mother's patience with kids. You try not to giggle. Your mom isn't usually known for her patience. Ugh. Woo. Can I join expeditions? Oh, you're too young to leave the colony. It's dangerous. She shakes her head. Your father would be worried. There's so much we still don't know about the world out there. Let the adults find out, then maybe you can join them in a few years, when you're older. She gives you a stern look. She isn't going to budge on this one. For now, stay inside the walls. Okay, bye. So I'm guessing, yeah. So you just go inside the buildings to pick activities. A sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts. Hey, Selene, Mars calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. You walk over to Mars, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang. It's so gross here, she complains. This spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out there in all this weather. And since you like running around in it, could you fetch them for me? No, get them yourself. Mars huffs and rolls her eyes. Ugh, I don't even know why I asked. If you ever want to actually be useful, go talk to Administrator Seek. She says, gesturing to the door to command behind her. They're looking for people to work delivery, and I'm just like, no, I'm way too busy. Too busy fetching my own soy sweets. Alright, I don't like Mars at fucking all. I can't do it. Wait. Oh shit, are there... There are things that will be on the ground? Oh no, don't do this to me, video game. I like trying to find collectibles. I don't see anything. Who dis? Oh, this is Tammy. You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance to the lounge. You've known her for, well, your whole entire life. Back on the ship, you... I don't know if we were let's go with study partners. Tammy was awful, just awful at Earth history. She thought Europe was the name of an English queen, which, I mean, it could have been. And the Pacific was a famous ceasefire treaty. I mean, that also could have been. Facts go in one of her huge ears and back out the other. No matter how hard you tried, she never seemed to improve. Her ears perk up hopefully when she sees you. Hey, Selene. I was hoping you could help me with some homework. Of course. Oh, thank you. She bounces up and down. You spend a couple hours trying to teach her the difference between exothermic and endothermic reactions. One makes heat and one absorbs it. Why is this so hard for her to understand? The thing is, Tammy never loses heart when she fails a test or gets an answer wrong. It's inspiring. Even though sometimes you feel like you get dumber after studying with her. Okay, that's a bit mean. Okay. So you lose... Alright, so you pretty much do things until you reach 100 stress, and then you... Oh, we're at 62. I don't know. I kind of want to just be creativity and persuasion, man. Study humanities. This month, you've decided to explore pre-holographic media on Earth, which is a pretty great excuse to kick back and watch movies all day. Hard to believe that all movies used to be 2D. Boring. Feels too much like learning to be fun. Okay. Or do we want to go... at 10. 11. I think there's any way to get this higher, is there? Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, I see. What if we... No. 11. I think that's the... I don't see any other way to get it higher. Best score. Yeah, let's fucking go, dude! Pro gamer! Pro gamer! Tangent, we're gonna be lovers. This week you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering what somebody's about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. This morning you were sure Professor Howell was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. He even told Mars to watch. He didn't, though. As Professor Howell walked away, this hash brown's safe for today, Mars called you a liar and a dummy. Well, she's fucking rude. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff that you know can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar, but when you try to recall their faces when you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. But what if? What if those things haven't happened yet, but they will someday? Anytime you try to tell someone, they think you're playing a trick or that you're sick and need to go to the med bay. You eventually decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? I just want to be normal. You hope that if you don't think about it, it'll go away. You just want to be a regular kid like everyone else. You look at the sun medallion your dad carved for you, the one you saw in a dream before you ever saw it for real. Maybe you just got a little mixed up. Or you overheard someone talking about it, and that's how you knew what it looked like. There has to be a rational explanation for all this. Oh, there's my bestie. Tangent is hunched over her hollow palm, frowning and poking angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you. Professor Howell wants us to prep a list of native flora with pictures. There should be a catalog on the colony hall in it, but I can't find it anywhere. I'll help you find that catalog. You launch your own hollow palm and start searching the colony's HoloNet archives for a list of autumnal plants and animals. 10 minutes later, you find it buried under survey logistics in the expedition's net. Anemone passes by and pulls a face at the two of you. Hey, hollow nerds, she shouts. School's over. Come play sports ball in the sunshine. Tang just rolls her eyes. Oh, I like that shortening of Tangent's names. Tang. Okay, it's just gonna be repeats. Yeah. Cal is riding around the geoponics gardens on his hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off but catches his balance before he eats dirt. Hey, Selene! Real ground is way harder to hover on than ship floors. There are bumps everywhere. We all have to adapt. Yeah, Cal explains, things are actually way, way better at planetside. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this! He runs over to a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing. Look at this, it's a skate pole! Can I try? Sure, but please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed going down one side to come up back out the other. You don't land any tricks. It's hard just staying on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. There's Tammy, and there's fucking this jerk. Tammy's dad is the head of expeditions, which means he's out surveying the jungle every day. This morning you see her crying in the doorway as he leaves. I don't like when he goes out there. But he's so brave, and so are you, that's why I like you, Selene. Perform a random act of kindness. You start simple. You give Tammy an enormous hug, sharing the love. Tammy gets a lot of hugs, but you make sure this one feels special. She hugs you back, wiggling back and forth happily. You're surprisingly strong. Thanks, Selene, she says breathlessly as you squeeze the wind out of her a little. I really, really needed that. Oh, before you go, she adds and produces a box with a slice of cake in it from the folds of her skirt. You want this cake? They're so fun to make, but I need someone to help me eat them. I'll make you another on your birthday if you like, and we can trade hugs for cakes again. I like Tammy. She's so nice. Okay, to school we go. Oh. Humanities once again, right? Creative persuasion. Get reasoning. But I'm a people person, man. I'm a people person. Study the humanities. There's some sort of emergency in engineering that requires Hal's attention, so today's class will be taught by the ship's AI, Congruence. Good morning, Congruence Trips. Today we're going to talk about the formation of the Vertumna Group and our decision to leave Earth. It's a very exciting topic, and we think you're finally ready to hear about it. Let's dig in. You know how it started. Economic and environmental instability, coupled with deeply entrenched hatreds, had thrown the Earth into chaos. And you know how it ended. In that chaos, your parents formed the Vertumna Group with a plan to leave Earth. 20 years later, they and their star-born children, you, slid through a wormhole and ended up here, on a planet you called Vertumna. But there's so much you don't know. Congruence pulls up a hollow projection of an unassuming human with a firm, maternal gaze. This is Planktonic Ascendant's Wang Botha-Schmidt, she says, the spiritual leader of the Vertumna movement. They were what people called a speculative fiction writer. The Vertumna Project proved that their writing, though speculative, was far from fiction. That is a one long-ass name. Wait, a sci-fi author? Yes, Congruence tells you. Their best-selling novel, Life Beyond the Einstein-Rosen Bridge, told the story of a fictional utopia on the other side of the real-life anomaly at the edge of the solar system. Scientists had been investigating the wormhole for years, but it took a poet to imagine we could travel through it. Wang Botha-Schmidt's writings centered around the idea of humanity building a technological utopia on another world. Translated to 100 languages, this was a compelling idea to people at the time, so fans started connecting in VertSpace. Far from just a book club, these people bonded over mutual aid amid the increasing unrest in their own countries. They were committed to Wang Botha-Schmidt's idea of a future where everyone is treated equally without prejudice. But they realized it couldn't be done online, Congruence tells you. Though committed to social justice, the group saw the impossibility of forming a truly egalitarian society while also reckoning with their own implicit biases and the diverse context of their real lives. They realized that this was the work of generations, and the solutions must look to the future, as Wang Botha Schmidt did. So they got together and boned. The image of a squat, concrete building with a rooftop garden replaces Wang Botha Schmidt. Around the edges of the classroom, the holo projector gives the impression of towering walls topped with razor wire. The first Vertumna colony, Congruence tells you. 400 people volunteered to sacrifice their own cultural beliefs to walk through these doors, agreeing to come up with a new way of life that would be taught to their children. Babies were conceived from egg and sperm donors chosen by lottery and raised communally, like you, as the second generation of the Vertumna group. Those babies were your parents. So, was it some kind of cult? Yes! Congruence tells you cheerily. The Vertumna group was widely considered to be a non-religious cult. Membership was outlawed in some countries. Okay. Planktonic ascendant Wang Botha Schmidt was later assassinated for their connection to the group, and the ensuing violence affected many lives. Okay, that is a increase in drama. You think of your mother and her prosthetic leg, and how she rarely talked about her life on Earth. The holo projection now shows the compound under siege. As more colonies were founded, word got out about the Vertumna group's social experiments. It continues. Assimilationism was an unpopular ideology at the time because it had been used to commit terrible genocides on Earth. This, combined with the panic that the Vertumna group was destroying the family unit or raising an army of gene tech super soldiers, brought the colony under attack from all sides. Hold on. Yeah. Depends on how you want to look at cultural assimilation. Assimilation. What's the true def? Okay. If we're going with the definition of understanding different cultures, it ain't bad. But like assimilation to the point where like you're losing other culture is a bad thing. Duh. We will say everyone fears what they don't understand. I'm gonna check something real quick. The image of the burning compound is replaced with the stratospheric on a launch pad. Luckily, the next phase of the Vertumna project was ready to launch. 100 colonists were selected to leave Earth on a colony ship to seed a far-flung corner of the universe with a new human culture. She smiles. The ultimate goal of the Vertumna group was you, children, she says. A generation raised completely unburdened by troubles that plagued Earth. Isn't that lovely? How did they build the ship? Orbital voyages were a hobby for the ultra-rich in an earlier century, so there were several relics to be found in museums. The difficulty was not in acquiring a ship, but in making it spaceworthy and in the logistics of the launch itself. The group crowdsourced enough funding to purchase and repair the ship. As for logistics, well, you are speaking to the solution right now. I was acquired by connected group members along with the gene tech that created you and your parents. The Stratospheric was the first manned vessel to navigate the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Given the state Earth was in when I left, it may have been the last. What was Earth like when they left? Terrible. The institutions that had given people the illusion of safety were torn down, and wars were rampant, both resource-based and ideological. Large parts of the Earth were rendered uninhabitable by climate change, pollution, and nuclear war, especially the critical food-growing regions of the world. The Vertumna group weren't the only ones trying to escape Earth, but as far as we know, we are the only success. So, nobody on Earth was like us? The Vertumna group members have a unique culture, Congruence replies, but it's formed from a combination of many heritages from Earth. Even the language you speak, Esperanto, was invented to bring people together. And don't worry, you brought your best heritage with you. You're humans. That's a lot of information. Your head is so stuffed with ideas it might burst. Professor Hal and your parents never mentioned this stuff before. They waited to tell you because they wanted you to grow up without feeling different based on your genetic makeup or family history. It's hard to imagine having a different culture than your neighbors. You wonder what it's like. Everyone's celebrating different holidays, eating different foods, speaking different languages. Are you missing out, or are you better without it, like the original colonists believed? It's hard to say, as the decision was made for you long before you were born. All you can do is be the best Selene you can be. No, I will not skip the hard challenges. I like it. Alright, so we have... Alright, oh, I see how exactly to... Yep. Boom, boom, boom. I don't think there's any other way to play that. That's gotta be the max. Gotta be. Hell yeah! Late quiet. Early pollen. Oh fuck. Why are we turning emo? Tangent sniffs the air. It stinks out here. Oh darn, I can't study with her yet. You'll need a break soon. No, I don't. Train. Don't have any of those skills yet. The door open? You step cautiously through the colony gates. Hey there, kiddo! Uncle Tonan blocks your way with a smile. I'm afraid Expeditions is off limits for now. It's not safe out there for kids. You'd better toughen up so you can join the squads when you're older. I want to see the map. Oh my god. I'm not gonna read all that information yet. A lot of characters to meet. Oh, damn. Okay, I see how it is. Okay, can't do anything there. Can't do that. Can't do that. I'll need a break soon, but we're going to do another day of school. You spend a few weeks reading old classic novels from Earth, and you learn a lot of words that you soon discover the adults do not want you saying in casual conversation. Professor Howe says you should take the novels in context of the time they were written, but it's hard to overlook some of the stereotypes people used to believe. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, ooh. Let's see here. Can we possibly... So we get 10, 12, 9, 8. I think the only way to play it is like that. Yeah. 99 stress. Yeah, we're gonna have to. You wake from an afternoon nap. You squint into the pink-tinged light slanting through the windows. You must have fallen asleep in the lounge. Tammy's shadow falls across your nest of pillows. Oh, I'm sorry, Selene, she says, giggling. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside, with pollen sparkling in the sunlight. I wanted to open the windows. You rub your eyes blearily. You are having the weirdest dream. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Seaton is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first, then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay? Tammy skips off towards the creche, humming to herself. Go get that free candy. In that cafeteria, Auntie Seaton is cheerfully handing out masses of pink candy, puffy and soft like clouds. Oh, Solane, she says, handing you a wand with some candy spun around the end. Here, try some of this. We used to have it on Earth. You pull off a piece and give it a taste. It's so sweet at first that your mouth puckers. You've never tasted anything so sweet and so real. Not at all like the soy sweets the kitchen nanoprinter can make. It melts in your mouth, leaving a gritty residue on your tongue. You wait until everyone is gone, but Tammy never shows up. You look down at the cotton candy in your hands. It's wilted a little from the humidity, but it's kind of like her hair. You think, pale, pink, and so soft. You keep some to give her later. You're relaxing in your family's quarters after dinner. Your mom had to run off on some kind of council business, so you and your dad are playing a holo game together. When you're just about ready to head off to bed, your mom returns. You can tell from the defeated slant of her shoulders that something has gone terribly wrong. Your dad starts to ask her what's happened, but she waves him away and approaches you. She sits down and takes your hand, holding it between her two strong, dirt-creased ones. Lane, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this. I swear if Tang got hurt, if Tangent got hurt... Wait, no! It's gonna be in the crash. No! No! Tammy is dead! We got cotton candy for her. We saved some for her. Now she's dead. Man, this ain't a good time. We're at 99 stress, man. You might push me over the edge here. Oh, yep. Oh, boy. You try to understand her words. Tammy dead? That's not possible. You suddenly remember the cotton candy you were saving to give her. Pink and fluffy, just like her hair. Put your hand in your pocket to get it, but what comes out is a sticky, dark red lump of hard goo. You stare at it, your mind blank. What happened? Your mom tells you, as simply as possible, that Tammy was killed by an electric shock from a broken holo projector. It was just an accident. You press her for more, for an explanation. A little girl is dead. Someone you'd grown up with. Someone so much like you. She wasn't sick or anything. You just saw her this morning. She was right there. Why? Her mom's eyes are sad when she tells you. Sometimes there's just no reason why. You aren't used to dealing with death, and you don't know what you're supposed to say or do. You sort of mumble. Okay. Then get changed and crawl into bed. A full hour before your bedtime. You try to fall asleep, but you toss and turn for hours. You eventually drift off to fitful dreams of that small, sticky red lump of cotton candy. Well, that is depressing. Tang is pacing around in front of engineering. She looks upset. It shouldn't have happened, she says. Tammy's... What happened to Tam? It shouldn't have been possible. There was no reason for that holo projector to break. Professor Hal said it was recently serviced. Nothing was wrong with it before it just blew up for no reason. Nobody would have wanted to hurt her, so why? How? It doesn't add up. Sorry, Selene, I want to think about this some more. I hate when I can't find the answer. Okay. Is everyone going to be talking about it? Anemone is chucking rocks at the strato, sending metallic clangs ringing through the colony. Stupid planet shield, stupid crutch, stupid spaceship. She bends down to pick up another rock, but instead just sobs and braces her hands on her knees. Stupid everything. Why'd she have to die? It's not fair. Kids aren't supposed to die. I just don't know how I'm supposed to feel about what happened to Tammy. It doesn't feel real. How long till it feels real? You believe Tammy died? Dees asks morbidly. Her chief engineer instance tells someone about it. He lowers his voice. Tammy got shocked by a broken holo projector. The one in the crutch with the dancing teddy bear, you remember? When she touched, she got chucked all the way across the room. He makes a sailing motion with his hand. Bam! Was dead before she even landed. Really? Oh god, Dees. Oh no. I don't know if we can be friends. I mean, it's too bad she's gone. She was nice. That's kind of a cool way to die. No! It's kind of a cool way to die. Jeez! What the fuck, dude? Sorry, I don't want to talk right now. Sorry, but you shouldn't be out here. Yeah. Cal is sitting in your mom's flower garden with his face in his hands. He's clearly been crying all morning and probably all of yesterday too. He and Tammy were really close. Whenever you guys used to play house in the crutch, Tammy was always the mommy and Cal was the daddy. Even though you were just little kids, you kind of always giggled about how obviously they were going to be together forever. Like a princess and a knight. Ah! 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 I miss her too. Me too. He sniffs, looking up at you. You can see how puffy and red his eyes are. Me really, really too. Tammy always liked these flowers, you know. Sometimes I pick some for her. He runs his hands over the pretty white flowers. Don't tell your mom, okay? Tears well up and slowly leak out of his eyes. He doesn't even blink. Just stares at the flowers as the tears run down his cheeks. I decide to give him some space. No, I don't. Okay, I do. I give him some space. Your dad gives you a hug. Sorry you're feeling blue, Selene. Things will start to look up again soon. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're sorry, huh? Mars is staring into space, looking somber. She doesn't even notice as you come up beside her. Barely reacts when you say hello. Thinking about Tammy, she says quietly. She used to sit down the hill there, in that spot in the sun. Every morning, she'd just sit there for hours in the sun, doing nothing, just being happy. You stare down the hill to the spot near the entrance to the quarters. You can imagine her there, working on some little craft project, humming to herself. It was so nice. Now she's dead, Mars says, making a face. What's that for fair? Of all the people, how come it had to be my friend? You don't have an answer. You've never heard Mars call Tammy her friend before. But of course she was. Tammy was everyone's scared little sister, even though she was older than most of you. Mars clicks her tongue. Oh, yeah. Administrator Seek is looking for you. Guess they need someone to do delivery jobs. Yeah, I'm not gonna do delivery jobs, Mars. We're just gonna relax. Probably I don't want to get... Yeah, let's get rid of wondering. Colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Do you want to attend? If you don't feel up to it, you could just skip it and take the month off instead. Or you could get back to work. I'll attend. The colonists gather in the recycling room. Bringing organics down to be recycled here is one of your chores. But you've only come here for a funeral twice. Both times, the colonists had passed away from natural causes during the 20-year-long journey from Earth. This is the first time there's been a funeral on Vertumna, and the first time for someone you actually knew. The mouth of the organics recycler has been polished and a wreath of yellow flowers placed over the opening. Inside, you can see a shrouded figure, Tammy's small, fragile body. Tammy's dad, Uncle Tonin, is here, as well as your parents, and Auntie Seaton and the rest of the council. Cal is here with his mom and her partners, already crying in their arms. The room is packed with people, and the feeling of grief is so thick you could taste it in your mouth. Governor Udicott stands before the assembled crowd. There are no words to ease the pain we feel today, she begins solemnly. There is only the sad company of those of us left behind to share the burden of that grief. Tammy was our child, one of the first humans to be born in space and the first to die on an alien planet. In her short life, she exemplified the very arc of human accomplishment, bending hopefully towards life beyond our humble Earth. She is the first of us who can truly call Vertumna home. Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself. A painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. But they also remind us, as always, that as a community we are capable of great strength. Utica closes the door to the recycler. You hear Uncle Tonin sob over the hum of the particle disintegrators beginning their work. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never truly be lost to us. The ceremony is adjourned, but a few people stay back to console Uncle Tonin as he keeps vigil over the recycler. Cal and Uncle Tonin hold each other and weep openly. Your mom stays behind to receive Tammy's remains. As the head of Geoponics, she'll be responsible for adding them to the colony's precious supply of brown soil from Earth. Your dad accompanies you out of the recycling room. Clears his throat. I want you to know that you don't need to be okay. Says, clasping his warm hand on your shoulder. If you want to take the rest of the month off, everyone's going to understand. Now, go back to school. You feel better, just having said goodbye. Tammy was your friend, but you feel like the best way to deal with losing her is to throw yourself into your school and work. Mid-pollen is over. What's up, bae? Well, that's okay. Hey, Selene. We'll be okay. Yeah, we will. I'm gonna keep just, like, talking to everyone, just in case. Although, I don't think I need to. Yeah, let's just go to school. Just keep doing creativity and persuasion. Alright, oh, okay. I think I see how to do this. Boom, 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 boom. We have a 10. I feel like we could get this higher. I just feel like this can be higher, man. Don't. Yeah, I don't see any other way to get this any higher. Alright, it is. Becoming besties with Tan. Alright, so not every month is gonna have dialogue and things for us. Tangent says, approaching first, we need to discuss my brother. Who? Dees? Yes, Dees, she said impatiently. I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night, sometimes at night. Well, I'm not on very good terms with my brother of late, but, well, people are becoming worried. I'll talk to him. He probably won't tell you, Chen says angrily. Newton's apple, she says. He won't even talk to me anymore. You have to follow him. I would, but everyone in the lab would know I was gone. No one cares where he goes during the day. Okay. Okay. There he is. You tell Dees that his sister Tangent wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes flit briefly to yours, then he stares vaguely off towards the engineering wing where his sister is reading on her holopalm between classes. She's worried about you. She doesn't care about me. Tangent's just worried she'll get in trouble if I don't come home one day. Doesn't care about anything but her schoolwork. Tell me or else! I don't have to tell you. Just leave me alone. No! God damn it. Fucking shithead. Ooh, what's this? An egg? Yoink. I'm bored. This is boring. What adults want to do is work, and they're not paying attention to me. Found something you might like. I had a feeling. No, you know what? Fuck Mars. I don't want to be your friend. But can I give the cake to anyone else, though? Like these? These? You want a cake? Well, god damn it. Man, y'all, I could have given the cake or the egg to fucking Tangent. Y'all suck. Although, well, I doubt Tangent would have liked either of those either. Alright, we'll just go to school. Study the humanities. Tangent's least favorite part of the humanities are the days you study Earth poetry. She just doesn't get it. The author was trying to tell us something. Why didn't they just come out and say it? Okay. +1 if this is has the highest value. Oh. So that's a 12. But 8. Yeah, I don't think there's any other way to play it. I need to get bravery, though. How can I start getting bravery? It's time for Vertumnalia, blah, blah, blah. Udicott and the council have called a festival to celebrate life here on the planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Udicott's speech. In Earth's... Wait, that's not the voice I was doing. What voice was I doing? Oh, this is why I'm not a voice actor. In Earth's history, Udicott begins and then clears her throat and waits for everyone to quiet down. In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the god of seasons. I am... Change gardens and fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears of the Vertumna project chose to take on such an auspicious name in the hopes of seeding future bountiful seasons of humanity. We will continue this tradition of Vertumnalia, a midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, this lush planet upon which we found ourselves today. Clap. Everyone cheers and applauds. The members of the council all get up. Oh no, I don't want to be loyal. When it's your mother Flulu's turn, she announces that tonight you will be eating some of the very first crops grown for Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to the feast table aboard the Stratosphere. It would have been mostly soy-based food from the nanoprinters, spiced up with what precious fruits and vegetables could be grown in the small growing bays. This year, the earth plants look even less robust than usual, but they're supplemented by some Vertumnan plants you've come to appreciate. Juicy Watato pods and slabs of edible fungi. Udicott takes the stage after everyone on the council has said their piece. What is a festival without festivities, she asks. Professor Howell and Security Chief Rhett have organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children. Well, I obviously join the talent show. It's an all-singing, all-dancing, all-talent extravaganza. The entire colony gathers to watch the show after dinner. First up, why am I getting loyalty for... Dees plods up to the front of the stage as a pop song starts to play. He just stands there, deadpan, staring into space with his arms at his sides while the singer belts out the first verse. Then, as the chorus comes in, he suddenly springs to life, dancing and lip-syncing to the lyrics frantically, waving his arms and grinning maniacally. Then collapses back to standing still once the chorus is over. It's hilarious, but you aren't sure you're supposed to be laughing. Next, Mars performs a choreographed dance routine to an old Earth song by an AI idol. Ugh. She has light-emitting balls at the end of her hair, which she swings around everywhere in the dim light, while controlling a small floating ball drone who dances with her. It's total overkill, but it is impressive. Your turn. Ooh. So this is social, yellow, hoverboard tricks. Oh, shit. Okay. So what I want to do is, I think I want to do that for the first round. I'm not going to get... Oh, I do get more cards. Okay, okay. What if I do 0, 1, 2, 3? No, that doesn't give me anything. Okay. If I go... I want to use that, so if I go 0, 0, 2, I get 11. Oh, I should have done this differently. So we want... Alright, so what I want to do is, I think I'm gonna have... We get a 9 like that, or I could do... That gets me 11. Oh, I see. Oh, you do want to use up... fuck. Can I reload? Did I already talk to everyone? Okay, yeah, this was after I talked to people before I went and did my humanities. Okay. Let's just go through everything again. Yep. Yawn. Talent show. Okay, yeah. We're gonna do hoverboard tricks. Let's try this again. Okay, we're gonna save actually here. Alright, could do boom, boom, boom. It gives me 8. That also gives me 8. Well, I feel like then, well, but this could, I don't know. What if, boom, 6, 7, yeah, okay. I think we're just gonna, no, I think we're gonna actually go with that. Then, see, that gives me 8, 12. I'm not gonna get 21. Hold on, let's try it again. Oh, I feel like I may be supposed to lose this. Wait, no, what? Oh, fuck. Wait, did it not? God damn it. That's funky. Okay. Hmm. That's a 6, 8. Seven. There's gotta be a way to win this, man. There's gotta be. I'm gonna keep fucking trying. I don't think there's a way to win it. Oh, I clicked Magic Act that time. Oh, wait. There's an 8. 9. Get 9 there. 7 there. You always just push through. Fuck you. I wanted to win. Everyone is amazed by your magic act, especially the one where you pretended to pull scarves out of your mouth. You win, as voted by audience members. Mars begrudgingly shakes your hand, leaning in to whisper that you better enjoy your victory now, because she's going to destroy you next year. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days rest is exactly what you need. Feel refreshed. Oh, fuck yeah! Yeah, pushing through. Worked out. Kudos are doubled for a month. It stinks out here. Not just one stink either. Every day it's a new stink. Today it smells like that time the waste reclamation unit broke down. Yuck. I gotta find a gift for her. Will love me. Nope. 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 Alright. I could, let's see, what does this get? This gives me friendship with Cal and 5 kudos. Okay, so doing, man, those kind of jobs is where you get more kudos. But I want to be a fucking nerd. I just want to max out my empathy, dude. Study the humanities. You're doing creative writing in teams and you're paid with Mars. You wish it was Tank. She always does so well on these. The theme is Earth's natural environment. Mars takes the topic at face value and wants to write about how beautiful everything was on Earth, with blue skies and green plants everywhere and huge oceans that went forever. It always looks gorgeous in the carefully staged movies, you know. Maybe she'll be my... Well, I don't really care about her friend, being her friend. Wasn't Earth basically on fire when your parents left? You decided you should spend extra time researching how things really were. Heard the basics from Congruence, but what was it actually like? You ask her for all the information she has on the ecological collapse of Earth. Well, first, carbon emissions trapped the heat of the sun, which raised global average temperature. You ask her to stop so you can look up carbon emissions, then she continues. So the polar ice melted and the oceans rose and became too warm to sustain life. Mass weather disruptions caused grassland to become desert, then the bees died, and then so did everything they used to pollinate. Food instability caused wars to break out. By the time your parents left Earth, everything was essentially either underwater, on fire most of the year, or irradiated. You learned all this stresses you out. All of that just because people wanted to drive in cars and own lots of stuff made in faraway places and have big families and keep their big houses at the same temperature all year, and all by burning dirty mud they dug out of the ground. Could that happen here too? You're too bummed to present your findings, but Mars steps up. She gets a few facts messed up, but presents as well. She ends on a high note. She doesn't think the mud here on Vertumna is as flammable as the weird mud they had on Earth, so no problem. You don't get an amazing grade. Mars accepts this with grace, but still thinks you would have done better if you'd gone with her idea. Okay. Oh wait, I see what to do. Boom. It's gotta be the highest way. It's not? Hold the fuck up. How else could I have done it? Hold on, hold on, hold on. That, and that. How can you get higher? Yeah. With the base of 0, that gets the +1. I don't... Yeah, the best way to do it is... $15! Stupid. I don't know how else you could have gotten that higher. Anything in the ground here? No. Hmm. So we'll just keep doing humanities. Tang swipes so quickly and neatly on her hollow palm, and her class notes are so well organized. Professor Howe shares them with the rest of the class, an example of good note-taking. I was very terrible at taking notes. That is no secret. Boom. Ooh. Boom, 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 boom. Same number together. Yeah. Oh. What if I do this? It's a 14. Okay, yeah, this is... Ah, I see. I see. I just really want to keep bumping up my empathy, persuasion, and creativity. Kenshin is watching a construction crew build scaffolding for the new engineering pavilion. They're using mushwood, which is so light that one person can easily lift a 10-meter long pole and stack it into place. She points toward them. Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, this was all just dirty jungle. Now, civilization. Well, I've been learning about adaptability in writing in biology class. The books say it's what sets us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes, and if it's too hot, we can make air conditioners instead. Maybe the animals have neat adaptations. Then rolls her eyes. It may be, but even if they do, I haven't seen any sign of intelligent life here. It's just these big, dumb xenofauna. Some animals here are smart and friendly. Fang looks skeptical. They're still animals, Selene. Maybe they're just pretending to be nice so you'll feed them. You're lucky it didn't eat you. Dwarfsmith looks cute, but one can eat through a bag of rice in less than 30 minutes. Even an herbivore can be dangerous here. Doesn't have to want to eat you to be able to hurt you. Together you watch as the foreman puts the blueprints for the scaffolding onto the floating screen of her hollow palm, and raise it to the scaffolding to check their progress. I'd like to see an alien do that. Humans look defenseless and weak, but we're the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to the will? Not a stupid alien desperate. Oh no, she's a spacist. She's a space racist. I'm living proof that humanity is greater than our biology. All of us are really with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution from great ape to galactic superspecies. Well, I don't know if I want Tangent to be the love of my life anymore. Yee. Hopefully she grows out of that. Yikes. Ooh. Red flag. Hi, Selene. Hey, emo boy. It's pouring rain and everyone's trying to stay dry under the grass-roofed palapas. Everyone except Deez. Off in the distance, over at the wall near the sports ball field, he's definitely sulking. Awesome. You tell security chief Rhett that you saw Deez up to no good around behind the garrison. He's too distracted trying to put buckets under various leaks in the roof to pay you much attention. Thank you, Selene. I'll check it out later. There's a danger that the colony one of the lookouts will catch it. Oh, no, that's not... I didn't mean to fucking be a snitch, goddammit. Fucking hell. Ooh. Sturdy Marshwood log. A log? Who the fuck would want a log? Woo! She liked it! Let's go! Gonna love us. Maybe I should level up my reasoning, but like... empathy, persuasion, creativity. Just keep doing the humanities. Hal has been called away for a council meeting, so Congress is filling in. She tells you that today you'll be learning about the history of capitalism. You mean why humans used to have nice things, and now we just eat mashed trippet and soy cakes? Huh, please, Earth humans might have messed everything up, but at least they had style. Ever patient, Congruence ignores Mars's contribution and projects a holovid into the classroom. A solemn woman in weird clothes identifies herself as Haven Constance Audenheim, an educational designer for the Vertumna Group, and tells you that the following experience has been created specifically to teach you, the third generation of the group, about the largest contributing factor in Earth's destruction, capitalism. You spend the day in an interactive experience that covers the history of capitalism, from market feudalism to its transition to colonialism, then its major phases like industrialization, mass production, and corporatism. It ends with a discussion of how it collapsed in the late 21st century as wealth inequality and environmental concerns finally weakened its hegemony, along with the planet itself. It was horrible. Wait, I gain loyal... Oh, because we're commies. The educational experience tells you that, despite being regarded by many as simply an economic system, capitalism had been responsible for more violence on Earth than any act of war. Okay, that... Not quite, but, like, I can see why people think that, but, like, it's... I mean... You know, I mean, if we're looking at the total history of humanity from, the, you know, the beginning of Homo sapiens to today, and then we look at when capitalism came, you know, it's only been in the last, like, 200 years. We disregard, you know, that's, like, thousands of years. I wouldn't say capitalism is quite caught up yet. You're partway through the lesson when Cal realizes the parallels. But we live in a colony, don't we? Aren't we colonizing Vertumna? Isn't that wrong? Of course not, dummy. There aren't any people here to take the land from, just a bunch of animals. The animals count too. Cal nods in agreement, but Mars is not impressed. I squashed Dorbsmouth the other day, she retorts. Are you gonna put me in future jail for money crimes? Yikes, Elaine, you should just lock yourself in your room if you're so worried about hurting the environment. Tangent watches this exchange silently, but turns her head and doesn't meet your eye when you look at her. Tangent! Okay, so think, bum, 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 bum. Is there any way else to do this? No, I don't think I can get a flush. Yeah. You're having a terrifying, familiar dream. A monster crashing through the walls, unfathomably large, every part of it wriggling and moving and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. You wake up shouting, "No!" But your voice is drowned out by a deafening rumble from the skies outside. The bedroom window is covered in water. It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess this must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. There's a bright flash from outside, then another crack and rumble. Thunder. It must be a thunderstorm. It's still the early hours of the morning. You've already almost forgotten you had a bad dream. But you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down on the roof of your quarters, joined now and then with great peals of thunder like the footsteps of an angry beast. Playing the fucking rain, dude. Hell yeah, rebellion. It's surprisingly warm outside, and the water feels nice hitting your head. Everything smells fresh and damp and wonderful, and the dusty, packed ground has turned to squelchy mud between your toes. You don't go too far from the door to your quarters, but it's exciting being outside in the dark, watching dramatic streaks of lightning arc down to the hills behind the colony. Mid-wet. I need reasoning. Which means I think I gotta start taking the other classes. Anything on the ground? Anything? Don't see anything. So we want to be able to study with this boosts our reasoning, right? Yeah, it does. Let's register for engineering classes. Will that? We study engineering, plus 2 reasoning, yeah. Alright, let's do that so that we can... Professor Hal rubs his hands together as he waits for the class to settle down. He's in a great mood. This must be his favorite subject to teach. If biology and chemistry are the wet sciences, then engineering must be a dry one. But believe me, this class definitely won't be dry. He winks, it's weird. We'll also be learning math, physics, computing, robotics, architecture, and astronomy. Will we also learn about nuclear engineering? Yes, at a beginner level, we'll have an overview of atomic theory and take a field trip to the engine room to learn how our ship's nuclear reactor works to power the colony. Okay, fucking science nerd. Let's see. Well, if I actually give 0, 0, 5, boom. That's gotta be the big one. What? Well, that's stupid. Stupid. Reasoning. I just want Pang to love me. Yep, back to engineering. We can get that reasoning. Hi, kids. The ship's onboard intelligence, Congruence, glides into the room on her ceiling track, and the class cheers. Congruence is so cool. She's like a person, but also a machine. She knows a lot of jokes and can tell you anything about space. She never gets bored or frustrated by your questions. You all know me, but I'll bet some of you have questions about how I work. What do you want to know? How do you know so many things? My brain is big. It's just enormous, really. Much bigger than this little monitor you see here, and it's connected to the ship's holonet. So anything you can look up on your holopalms, I just know. What's your job? Well, right now, part of me is showing animal videos to children in the crutch, and part of me is here teaching you. But most of me is monitoring the engines which give us power and the life support systems that make it comfortable. You have to eat and poop. She laughs, which has never sounded quite the same as a real person's laugh to you. I guess you could say I eat electricity, but not in the same way you get energy from food, but no, I have never pooped. I think it sounds kind of neat, actually. Just listen. Congruence explains that she had to do all kinds of calculations to help fly the ship and land it, and that she was designed to provide a user-friendly interface to the ship's systems. But Hal has modded me to be far more than that. Now I can even tell jokes. Why did the computer cross the road? Why? 01010100 01101111 001000001100111 011000101 0110000000110000001 Okay. And if I go like this, 17, I think this is the highest you can get it. If I do this, it ruins the streak, right? Yes. Bada bing. Reasoning is 17. The days have been getting shorter, with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning, you wake in the darkness and have to check your holopalm to know what time it is. See a holostream from Mars. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. They've named it glow season because, like everything, is crazy glowing out there in the dark. I am staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point in even going out if you can't see anything? It's gonna be a long, boring month. No way, it looks cool out there. You peek out the window, the wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it. Like a massive fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. And out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing, iridescent blooms, and everything is full of life. There are strange new sounds, long hooting calls, and gurgling roars. After Mars's message is a notice from the council warning everyone to stay safe inside. Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's a tension in the air as if everyone is waiting for something. Holy shit, it's actually fucking sick as hell out here, dude. Yo, this is dope. What the fuck is Mars thinking about? Yeah, it's perfect for hide and seek. It's creeptacular, bro. Can I fucking sneak out? Damn, I'm way too scared. Okay, so... But I'm going to school! Stars, it is beautiful, though. But Mom, it's so pretty! You stand beside her and stare up at the darkened midday sky, the wormhole slowly spinning above you. It looks enormous. It must be closer to the planet than usual right now. You imagine Earth somewhere on the other side. I wonder if your mom does too. She watches you walk away, then turns her gaze back up to the swirling wormhole. I'm going. Uh-huh. Ari is pretty as fuck, dude. Now we are going to fucking study like a fucking nerd. The wormhole is so visible and glow. You and your classmates take a trip just outside the walls and set up telescopes. An old Earth technology the nanoprinters can easily replicate to try to get a closer look. Alright. Goal is 13. Alright, so, ooh. If I do 1, 2, 3, and then do this. No. Shit. That gives it 14. Super goal. What? The fuck is a super goal? You can't just tell me I got a super goal. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. Well, what passes for day. It's still nearly pitch black, except for an eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. You look toward the gates. They're open. Wait, they shouldn't be. The alert blares out of every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you used for hull breaches and fires. And in space, it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a spacesuit. On Vertumna, it means go to an assembly point and wait for instructions. Closest assembly point is the children's crèche, but from the opposite direction you hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire. Is the colony under attack? Find Dees in the crèche and join him in hiding under the arts and crafts table. The lights are dim. You scared? He nods silently. He shrugs. I thought I would be, but I'm not. He says, I'm not scared of stuff like this. You can't help but glance at the holo projector on the wall, the one that electrocuted your classmate Tammy earlier this year. The glowing bear looms over the room and for a moment looks more like a monster than a toy. You grew up here. Feels weird to be hiding here, like you're just little kids again. You hear more gunfire and yelling, but within half an hour they play the all-clear tone. Chief Surveyor Tonin comes in to let you know it's all safe now as the lights come back on. You glance at the hologram teddy bear again. Tonin was Tammy's dad. How can he be sure it's safe? How can he be sure anything is safe? You're relieved when your parents arrive with an ashen-faced Cal. They won't talk about what happened at Geoponics. After 2 weeks of darkness with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky and daytime returns. The Council admits they don't know how the gates were opened or how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed. This time. Childhood is fleeting. The game will end when you reach age 20. So you should focus on a few skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use the Skills and Friends buttons at the top left of the screen to keep track of them. Good luck. Tanchit is standing still with her face held up to the sky, letting blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. They melt almost immediately. Doesn't move as you approach. After a minute, she winces and rubs her eyes. It stings, she says, because it's made of acid. Acid? Snow? Aang nods. Professor Hal says it isn't harmful and is an important part of the natural cycle here. It freezes at 12 degrees Celsius and turns into tiny crystals that are so heavy they fall from the clouds. You can see them under a microscope. She sticks her tongue out and lets some of the flakes fall on it. Tastes kind of sour, but sweet. Fascinating. We know what it's made of, but our understanding is incomplete. The big mushrooms changed in shape and color before the snow began to fall. I wonder, is there some sort of signal that precedes the changing of the seasons? What happens if I expose samples collected in dust season to snow from quiet season? Small, excited smile creeps across Tang's face. There's so much to learn about this planet, I can't wait. How do you get bravery? Is bravery earned through the garrison? Okay, I can't even see. Glittering crystal cluster. That attack was awful. I did something I'm not proud of and people still got hurt. All the adults tell me that it's okay because I had to do it, that I was brave and I protected the colony, but I don't want to hurt anything, not even a monster. Alright, so what is our crystal cluster? I mean, that would be a nature, I feel like. You're looking a little worn out, my little firefly. You know, despite what your mom might say, there is such a thing as too much work. I'm fine, thanks. Uh-huh. I know what that kind of stress looks like, he says. You and your mom are the same. Never admit you're having a hard time. Just worry about you, kiddo. Take care of yourself. Alright, crystal cluster. But I also feel like that's something she would like. Dang. Yeah, she did like it. Nice. Oh yeah, I can't. Let's relax in the lounge. You nestle in the cushions, close your eyes, and listen to music. You have an archive of over 100 years of music to choose from, but still, you wonder what new songs they're writing these days, 10 million light years away on Earth. The only new music you've heard is when the adults have come up with a new space shanty. It's nice, good music for harmonizing with your friends as you work, but it's not really something you want in your ears all the time. Talent show champion. Get rid of the discovering. So much has happened in the last month since the monster attack during Glow. The idea of this planet as a peaceful utopia has been shattered. The security squads are training new members and keeping close watch on the gates now. They are reinforcing the walls and even installing a few robotic turrets. In class, you have drills on what to do if the colony is attacked again. In all the excitement, you forgot today was your birthday. Your parents haven't forgotten. They wake you up early with enthusiastic shouts of surprise. A Vertumnan year is only a little longer than a year on Earth, so you've taken up its calendar for birthdays. Yours is in the second month of quiet. Spark snow drifts slowly past your porthole window as you snuggle with your dad. Your mom climbs up too and sits on the edge of your bed. Your dad pulls a bowl of fruit from behind his back with a flourish, like a magic trick. At least you think it's fruit. What are those? Bobber fruit, your dad grins. The foragers have been picking these just outside the walls. They might look funny, but they're tasty. Try one. You take a cautious bite. The pulp is soft and tastes a bit like lemon, only more blue. I bet you can't wait to join the surveyors out there, your dad says wistfully. Who knows what else you'll find. Slaying is not allowed outside the gates. It's too dangerous for kids. Well, I know, but eventually... But not now. Not since the attack, not with everything we know is out there now. Who knew about the monsters? Admit it! The surveyors knew there was something dangerous out there we hadn't encountered yet. Your mom admits after a guilty silence. But we didn't know it would attack the colony. We thought if we closed the gates and stayed inside, it wouldn't see us as a threat. We didn't want to scare everyone, your dad adds. It was just a precaution. Even still, it's clear that everyone should know how to defend themselves if it happens again. To be clear, this includes knowing when to run away. Security Chief Red's offering self-defense lessons at the garrison, you know. Even for kids. If you're interested, you should drop in sometime. Your mom gives you a stern look. And I've heard stories of kids sneaking outside the walls. If I catch you doing that, I'm gonna put a chip in your ear. I'll do what I want. Won't be fucking sassy. Alright, so we got no stress. We're saying fuck the government. You want a bobber fruit? Cal is scrubbing his hands at the water barrel, trying to unsuccessfully get all the dirt out from under his fingernails. Okay, that child is fucked in the head too, just like me. Alright, let's take a look. What does training build up? I'm guessing it'll build up bravery and strength or something. Let's see. Combat animals and friendship with anemone. Oh, Sparksball does build up bravery. Let's keep nerding out. So I want to just keep being... I need my reasoning to get 20. Your first test already. Calm down, class. House Mouse. This quiz is just to find out where you'll all stand and what you want to learn in this class. It will help me to tailor personalized lesson plans for each of you. It starts easy. Suspiciously easy. Sure enough, every section is harder than the last, and you're quickly stumped by a question. You know the teacher said you weren't supposed to be able to answer all of them, but you look over at Tang. She's just breezing through the test. The competitive gremlin inside of you has an idea. No, I will try my best, but we will save. Oh, I get it. 40. Oh, shit. If we do 0, or we do 0, 1, 2, that gets us 7. Gets us 7. Also gets us 7. I think do it that way. We do 0, 1, 2, 3, 10. Eight. I feel like this is utilizing the points better. I think I gotta go with that. 10. Goal of 30. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Shit. Um. 'll try it again. I want to try it one more time, see if I can get it. Okay, 7. 8. You got an A. Oh, which means advanced class. It appears we'll be working on advanced materials together, Tang says, impressed. Parcel didn't seem to notice you cheating either. You got away with it. I wonder if this just might come back to bite you later. Nah, you think it'll be fine. Okay. 14, but yeah, that's gonna be the highest. Is our reasoning? Oh, still not at 20. We cheated. Okay, still need 20 reasoning. I don't think anyone's gonna want to talk to me. Anything in the ground? So it looks like... Okay. Oh. Oh, is that something? No. Is there anything in the ground here? I really like the art style in this game. I like it quite a lot. Alright, let's do another engineering. So we can have 20 reasoning. You're bringing supplies to medbay when you see something unusual. Tangent curled up on a bench, her head pillowed on a rolled-up lab coat. She's fast asleep. You stop and stare. You never see Tang sleeping. She's always so busy. You're surprised she even has time to nap. And to leave her empty. Whoa! Anemone says she hardly ever sleeps, like just a couple hours a night. Is she sick or something? Learned tangent augment. I'm so jealous of her genetic enhancement, Anemone says, rubbing at one of the scales spreading on her jawline. She hardly needs to sleep at all. Probably stayed up all night studying for this morning's history test. Let her sleep. Tang's hollow palm beeps a soft alarm. She sits up and stretches, looking totally refreshed and alert. She sees you watching her and looks annoyed. Just a power nap, she says. No reason to gawk. What a nerd. One slot will turn cards mental. Blue. Oh. Okay, so then what I want to do is... Oh, not that. Yeah, I think 15, that's gonna be the best we can get. Hell yeah. So our reasoning is 20. Means I'll be able to do the thing for Tang or whatever. Tangent is deep in conversation with one of the other scientists. He seems to be consoling her, though Tangent's face betrays no emotion as he claps her on the shoulder and reassures her that she's doing really well for someone so young, and that everyone compromised some of their samples when they were first learning. He leaves, and Tangent sighs as she goes to put her head in her hands, stopping short when she realizes she's still wearing gloves. Peels them off and digs her fingers at her eyes. Okay, Tangent? I'm fine, Tangent replies immediately. I compromised an experiment I was working on because the vent was still open when I was spraying the workstation down with sanitizer. It's so gross here, she says. I did that fungus a favor. Tangent takes a bottle of sanitizer from under her workbench and cleans while she speaks. There are pollen spores everywhere, and he comes over here and tells me it'll be okay, Tang, like it's his job to console and patronize me. And I hate being patronized too. We both sigh in unison. I hate being young. Why don't they understand that we have higher expectations for ourselves than they do? I'm gonna learn from my own failures. What I don't need is someone to pat me on the head and tell me it's okay and the adults will make it all better. I messed up. Just let me fix it. Don't make a big deal about it like I'm a child with a boo-boo. You know, she makes a good fucking point. Want to study together? You and Tangent sync your hollow palms and play a game together where you race to assemble chemical compounds using a simple programming language. Tangent is a whiz at it and breezes through the levels, barely breaking a sweat. You can tell she's hiding a smile when she looks over your shoulder to help you with a particularly tricky algorithm. Fuck yeah! Okay, so I'm gonna have to... Oh shit, so if you want to romance someone, I'm guessing you have to really just go the way they want you to go. Is there a way to build... You meet your dad adjusting a watering pot in your mom's flower garden. He's having a sneezing fit, his eyes runny and red. You're alarmed. You've never seen him look sick before. People are hardly ever ill on the stratospheric, except sometimes when the zero-G rooms made them queasy. Not to worry, he says nasally. I'll be fine. And it's just this pollen making my head a little stuffy. He wipes his nose with a handkerchief and looks around. Everywhere you turn, the air is soupy and tinged with pink from all the floating pollen. Dude, I would be dying on this planet. On Earth, your dad tells you we used to call this hay fever. Even though it had nothing to do with hay. Your mom cuts in, carrying a large bouquet of flowers. The native flowers seem to be in full bloom this time of year, and they smell fantastic. Your dad smiles kindly and agrees that they sure are beautiful, then he blows his nose loudly. Your dad's eyes look so sad, but maybe that's just the allergies. Hey, Selene, I know the last few weeks have been very hard for you. This might be a good time to relax, stick around in the quarters wing. No thanks, Paparoo. I'm gonna be getting my nerd on with my bae, Tangent. Ooh, a stick. Tangent, do you want a sturdy mushwood log? Actually, I think I gave it to you before. Let's see. 37 out of 100. Alright, so if I study life sciences, I gain reasoning. Like, why don't I gain reasoning and persuasion? Let's do the humanities, it's been a while. You spend a few weeks reading old classic novels from Earth, and you learn a lot of words that you soon discover the adults do not... Oh, we've already read that. One slot becomes value 2. Okay, so... then we want to do... or we do that. $19. think I can only get a 19, man. Yeah, looks like it. I don't know how else I was supposed to do that, though. Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna focus on engineering, I guess, so that we can be besties with Tang. Because I don't like Mars. So much math. It's everywhere. Physics is math, computers run on math, electricity, mechanical engineering, chemistry, and anything to do with space. Math. Behind everything is some equation or other to calculate how to turn one thing into something else or to tell how efficient something is. They should have called this whole branch of science matheneering. I like that one. Matheneering. Alright, so we got a 0, 1, 2, 3. Bada bing, bada boom. Super goal, baby. You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marzipan struts in. Look at you, eating cereal. Bet you don't even know what day today is. You're right, I don't know. Today is St. Valentine's Day. Back on Earth, it was a day when everybody had to give their best friend a gift, especially sweets. And then you put the sweets under your pillow and it makes you dream about who you're gonna marry. And there are decorations of hearts and arrows. And pigs. Pigs? We don't even have pigs here! Before Mars can answer Distorts, this is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy. As he leaves, Mars shouts at his back. Well, nobody was gonna pick you anyway. You stink. I know who my best friend will be. Mars better. Oh, really? Who could it be? I'm gonna tell all the other kids about it, so you go around and find your best friend and give them a gift. Make sure you do it by the end of the day or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only fair. She tosses her hair over her shoulder and laughs. Yeah, it's gonna be fucking Tang, dude. It's gonna be Tang. It's gonna be Tang. Ooh. Logically, we should be friends. You lay out the reasoning, strength in numbers, deal-making as the foundation for human society, and so on. Tang pauses the game and her eyes focus on you. Best friends? That sounds so childish, but I suppose us smart kids should stick together. And it'll make Mars stop asking me if I've chosen a best friend yet. I accept your proposal. Oh, let's fucking go! Okay, yeah, I like how the game, like, you know, will make it pretty clear if someone has something to say to you. I like a lot of this game. This game's a lot better than Coffee Talk. Mars is in a huff. Ah, because you didn't pick her for Valentine's Day? Seems like nobody picked her. Crosses her arms and scowls at you. You chose Tang over me? She doesn't even like people. What are you gonna do? Be study buddies? Boring. Whatever. Just too mature for kids my age. The older kids get me, even if you don't. Maybe if you weren't such a frickin' jerk, dude. Stop being a fucking jerk. Alright, Tang? Like, Mars? Let's go to engineering. Because we'll just fucking stack up our reasoning, man. It's field trip day. You and your class visit the engine room to study how the ship works and how it continues to power everything in the colony. Congruence joins you. If you want to know anything about how the ship works, she's your woman. Well, not woman, but exactly, but well, she's just very smart. Hello and welcome, children. You are standing in the beating heart of the colony, our ship's nuclear reactors. Don't worry, you're safely shielded from radiation. My sensors are very sensitive. The power contained in these reactors is enough to sustain the colony for the next 20 years. This should be more than enough time for us to develop an eco-friendly power source such as wind, water, or solar power. Pay attention! You pay close attention to Congruence as she explains how the Stratospheric was salvaged by the Vertumna group and fitted with an artificial intelligence to guide you through the wormhole. The Stratospheric was originally built as a vanity project of one of the very richest people on Earth, but it was never launched and eventually donated to a museum. The Vertumna group pooled their resources to acquire the ship. Funding the retrofit as a colony vessel required contributions from many people, most of whom could not join us for the journey. They are honored by the cryo-preserved embryos we carried with us to the stars. The cryo-preserved embryos. Donated by those who helped found our colony, though they are not here with us. May their legacy continue with us. Perhaps this is a topic better suited to life sciences, or, if you require further information, through independent study with Chief Steward Antecedent or Chief Engineer Instance. What about the gene tech and nanoprinters? You point out that there's a lot of technology aboard the Stratospheric for a plucky little spacefaring colony. Where did it all come from anyway? Congruence just smiles. That technology was acquired for the betterment of humanity. Do not concern yourself with the specifics. What happens if you break down? Well, hopefully that won't happen for quite some time. Barring something physically incapacitating me, such as massive power failure or a concerted attempt to destroy me, I am naturally self-repairing and resistant to attempts to manipulate or infect me with viruses. She smiles. Don't worry about me, children. I'll likely be here to teach your great-great-great-grandchildren. Wonderful work, everyone. You all paid attention very well today. That will make this pop quiz much easier for you. Congruence's holoprojection erupts into fireworks at the words pop quiz, and the class groans in unison. Congruence laughs over the speakers. Just kidding. You're free to go. Woohoo! Okay, so we could do 1, 2, 3, and 1, 1, 1. We get a 15 total. I feel like we can get higher than that. Oh, yes, we can. We can definitely get higher. Get a 16 there. What if 16 15 I think that's gonna be the best way to do it. Damn right. $25 reasoning. Anything to pick up off the ground? Or anyone to speak to? Father wishes to speak with me. Dust is such a dry, hot season. Both suns are high in the sky, baking the usually lush Vertumnan jungle. If there is a breeze, it's warm and, you guessed it, dusty. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after you sleep, so you have to visit them at work if you want to see them. Good morning, your dad greets you cheerily. Have you come to see the harvest? Your mom and I are gathering crops from actual Vertumnan dirt this week. Sure, that sounds neat. He shows you around the rows of corn and beans from Earth. They all look a little yellow and scraggly. Not what you'd expected, but your dad enthusiastically points out the vegetables ready to harvest. Don't forget, the Vertumnalia Festival is coming up. There will be a talent show and a science fair. I'm sure you're eager to participate. Dude, I fucking stuttered there. Oh, we've got a log. We will give said log to our best friend. Tang, I have a log once again for you. And we will study engineering. The classroom's projector breaks down mid-lesson, and Hal pivots the lesson to make it about how to fix a 3D hologram projector instead. He explained that because holoprojectors are so complicated, the colony cannot just make a new one. Things like holoprojectors, hoverboards, and gene tech need to be fixed. Not just replaced like they would have been back on Earth. I'm talking so much, man, that my... Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Alright, so we can do a 0, 1, 2, 3. What's this? Card becomes mental blue. Oh, wait, I see how to do it. Ooh, I see. 0, 1, 2, 3. This does a 16. 17. What if I do... Boom, baby! Fucking pro gamer. Goddamn, I am such a gamer, dude. It's time once more for Vertumnalia. The mood of the colony has been muted this year, ever since the attack during Glow. Though everything is still cheerfully decorated and the feast table is still heavy with food, mostly soy rations, this Vertumnalia just feels different in a way you cannot describe. The colonists gather in the square for Governor Udicot's speech. What a year Vertumna has given us, the governor begins in her weedy voice. I stand before you so proud of everything the colony has accomplished in such a short time. I have always hoped that we would bring with us the best facets of humanity, cooperation, resilience, and creativity, and the events of this year have given me no reason to doubt my convictions. These creatures were unexpected, but I urge everyone to consider what it means for life here. If Autumna can sustain megafauna, then that means conditions are good for us as well. Our friends in geoponics are already working on the logistics of domesticating the wildlife. Your dad has second cultivator stands and gives a sheepish wave to the crowd. There is a smattering of applause. Mars elbows you. Hey, she whispers, did you hear? My dad say Udicot's gonna announce the depot's open to the public. You shoot her a questioning look and she rolls her eyes. You know, shopping, somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up. There's gonna be candy and toys and makeup and nice smelling snow, not the boring kind in the communal showers. You know the concept of shopping. They do it in the holovids from Earth, especially the ones Mars likes. But you've never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need, but it would be nice to buy yourself a treat. My dad's give me an allowance, Mars says, shooting you a look of pity. It's too bad your parents make you work for yours. You and Mars tune back into the speeches just as Udicot, as predicted, announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Mars gives you a knowing look as she claps. Udicot gestures for the council members to stand. Finally, the council remains unchanged from last year. We are, as always, proud to serve you and the colony as your government. The music starts up as Governor Udicot finishes. Thank you all for your hard work and your perseverance this year. Together we build the future. The crowd disperses and sets up for the annual Vertumnalia Games. Just like last year, there's a talent show, a science fair, and bot wrestling. Now with an obstacle course, which one do you participate in? The science fair. Your competitor for the science fair is predictably Tang. Her project is on the tensile strength of various building materials, concluding that mushwood is the best choice when you consider not just strength, but also sustainability and ease of use. The judges want to know what you've been working on. Present my project. Okay. Ooh. All cards become one. Okay. Well, I don't really like that. That might be useful later. But... gives me a 14. 16. 10. 16. I think that's the best I can do. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I do. What if we everything 1? Gets me a 10. No matter what, it's gonna be blue. Well, don't think I can get this any higher. Yeah. Alright, so we'll do that then. Yeah, 12 is the highest. Ooh. Let's go! Winner, winner, chicken dinner, baby. Oh, but I didn't get the best score. 20. In secret, you've been working on a social experiment about delayed gratification. You've been sneakily studying the adults, taking notes on their snacking habits and their mood. You found that Seek and Dr. Instance rarely eat sweets, but Utopia and Auntie Seedent do it all the time. You can correlate this with their attention span when you see them tackle frustrating problems. You know, problems you can control and repeat, like the child back talks to them. The judges are impressed with your methodology. Instance, perhaps a little begrudgingly, they reward you first place. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. Mars organizes a water fight that takes over the whole colony, even the adults. It brightens everyone's spirits, even in the thick heat of dust. You end up on top of the western wall with these, launching water-filled poof shrooms down on an unsuspecting anemone in the sports ball court. The wall seems like a neat place to hang out and relax, much quieter than the lounge if you're looking for some solitude. Neat. Okay. So what do you get by relaxing on the walls? Oh, okay. Anything on the ground that I can pick up? Anything? Do. Let's see, is the shop in here? It is, but it needs a lot of money. God dang 'em. We'll just do some more biology. Or engineering, I should say. So that gives our reasoning, and we need to be 40. To further your engineering knowledge, you're taking a mini class with Chief Engineer Instance on the construction and maintenance of your hollow palms. These devices are engineered bismuth crystals embedded in your palms when you start school. They use the heat and electric current of the human body to power themselves, talk to each other, and connect to the HoloNet, Congruence's massive repository of information. You can barely remember life before yours. Hollow palms were commonplace by the time the Vertumna group first formed on Earth, and the square bismuth is grown in the lab. So, the physical device itself isn't hard to maintain. The difficulty is in the display and touch interface. Instance opens her hollow palm, displaying a visible projected screen floating above her palm. As chief engineer, she also has one of the fancier versions that combines with a pair of eyeglasses to superimpose projection right onto what she sees. The interface relies on plasma voxel generators, which require extremely small components that are impossible to nanoprint. The material will have to be mined from Vertumna itself. Aang raises her hand. Is it possible to hack these devices, she asks. If the biological or electric interface is so thin, is it possible to hack the human body? In a way, we've already begun to hack the human body. What do you call gene tech? Everything the body does and is capable of depends on 4 nucleobases in different configurations. It is no different than congruence. Human and artificial intelligences are both built from a limited code and are transformed into more by the building. Your genetic enhancements, super hearing and sight, temperature regulation, increased resistance to fear, disease, and fatigue, all present in the human genome and unlocked by the power of science. The class splits into working groups to explore installing modules onto your holopalm. You and Tashin are in a group together. She begins installing a mod that will let her scan inorganic materials and get a reading of their chemical composition. Download my own mod. What module do you choose? Something to help find lost objects. Ding. A portion of Congruence's immense and miraculous intelligence will now be dedicated to make sure you never lose your canteen or your sunglasses. Isn't technology great? 5 kudos if total equals goal. Oh, it has to be exactly equal? Well then... Or I could do... It's a 14. Well, will I get the... Well, I don't really care about the kudos, actually, so let's... I want the +1 engineering. I don't care too much about the kudos. Uh, 40 or greater. How is it? 29. Yeah. Anyone want to talk? Okay. Engineering we go. So much math. Yeah, we'll just... Hell yeah. Bunch of kudos. New perk. Sweet! Anything on the ground? Anything? Does anyone want to talk to us about engineering? No. What about our dad? Do you want to hear us? Nope. Nope. Let's give this to the love of our life. $51 out of 100. Engineering. The colony's robots are definitely feeling the strain of life on Vertumna. Though far less advanced than Congruence, they are still too complicated to simply nanoprint new ones. Every time one goes permanently out of commission, life in the colony gets a little bit harder. You study their inert bodies in class, trying to figure out how to prolong the lives of the ones you have left, or possibly make new ones. Alright. One slot will turn cards blue. Okay, so... Well, I don't want to use that then. Let's see here. Got a 22. 24. Yes. Pro gamer. We're just so freaking good at games, my dudes. Okay, so there's not too much to do really in the game. Study engineering, because that's the most reasoning we can get. Okay. Okay. If I do... Damn. Nothing. Keep going, I guess. Help the younger students with their architecture work, and by that you mean you help them scavenge a bag of random spare parts and adhesives from around the colony and challenge them to make the tallest structure possible. When that's predictably a disaster, you tell them to make the most structurally sound one instead. Okay. Oh my god, again. Alright, so we have a 2. Oh, this gets a +1. What if we do... you? It's a 28. Yeah. 31. I could have gone. Fuck. There's a commotion in the square. An expedition's vehicle has driven through the gates and is idling in the middle of the square. An unusual sight. People come down from command to investigate. Utopia gets out of the vehicle and trudges over to Utica. Oh my god, she's hot. I mean, they're hot. I don't know. After a brief conversation, you see Utica gesture for the people to unload the vehicle and clear the area. You stay out of the way to see what they're unloading. It's a body. Chief Surveyor Tonan's body. Someone quickly covers him with a sheet, but not before the image of his torn open body is seared into your memory. However he died, it was violent and bloody. You feel your stomach cramp with nausea. What happened? Dees asks, coming over to crouch around the corner. You share that Uncle Tonan is dead, and he stares at the sheet-covered body intensely, as if he could see through it. Did they say how? They never tell us the truth anyway. Nobody will tell the kids what really happened. Did something eat him? Did he get lost or fall off a cliff? Do they even know? Dees nods. Frowning. They don't want us to know about the monsters and other worse stuff. They want us to think everything is fine, but it's not. This planet isn't as nice as they say it is. I hate that they can't control us. You and Dees watch the adults carry Uncle Tonan's body away. From the way he's practically vibrating, you can tell Dees wants to ask more questions about what happened. After a few awkward minutes, he sneaks away without saying anything, probably to try to take a look at the body. At least Tammy isn't around to see this, you think. At least they're together now, wherever people go when they die. You watch Utopia bend over to get a hug from Utica, wiping her eyes as she finally cries. Utica has never been the most comforting presence in your life, but it seems to help. Utopia will probably be the next Chief Surveyor. At 24, she'll be the youngest council member. She was only a toddler when the stratosphere left Earth. Apparently, her sharp eye and hover bike flying skills are the best in expeditions. Yeah, I need a break, so we'll probably just look around to see if anyone... Oh, got crystals. Oh, hey, Selene. Dees pops his head up a nearby ladder and looks surprised to see someone else here. You mind if I sit here too? Heck yeah, come sit beside me. The two of you dangle your feet off the side and watch the valley below. Dees shuffles a little uncomfortably and doesn't say much. You wonder if this was his private spot to be alone before you discovered it. Acing a test, first steps. Let's do first steps. It's been a quiet glow, but the grim, surreal darkness of the season reminds you of last year's violence. As the month wears on, you overhear arguments at dinner, adults worrying that an attack is still coming, and others who think the first one is a fluke. Surveyors mention seeing new tracks in the forest, but are shushed so people don't panic. The gates are closed, you drill emergency procedures, filing soundlessly from the classroom to the crèche to hide under tables, waiting for the sirens to call the all clear. You drill and prepare and worry, but nothing happens. Then, just as glow is starting to wane, the toxic purple spill of the wormhole fading as the suns almost rise past the horizon again, the sirens start. You're reading a hollow novel in bed when you hear them, followed by the stomp of boots down the hallway outside your quarters. An alert flashes on your hollow palm. Shelter in the crèche, this is not a drill. You get another message from your dad. Me and Mom are gonna stay in the greenhouses. We're safe. Just follow Auntie Anne to the crèche and wait for us, okay? Don't worry, we are way more prepared than we were last year. Love you. Stay safe. You could go to the crèche where you belong, or you could follow the security guards and see what's happening at the gates. Go to the crèche. You head for the children's crèche. Even with just the emergency lights on, your feet could never forget the way. When you get there, you spot Tangent and Dees huddled together on the beanbag chairs. Dees is stone-faced as usual, and he's holding Tangent in his arms. I remember the last time you saw them this close. Tang must be really scared. You take a seat on a beanbag chair and wait. Other children filter into the room after you. Anemone, her little brothers, Nougat. You don't see him, so Cal must be sheltering with your parents in the greenhouses. Hope they're okay. Talk to Dees and Tang. It's so dumb they won't let us outside. We live here too. We deserve to know what's going on. They're treating us like little kids. I'm not even scared. You search his face for signs he's lying to sound cool, but his bad mood is sincere. Tangent smacks his arm. Don't be ridiculous. There's dangerous animals out there. You don't hear much from outside. After a while, the sirens sound all clear, and you all file back to your quarters. Your mom and dad join you right away and give you a big hug, and thank you for following their instructions. When things have calmed down, you overhear your parents talking. I'm not going to be the first to congratulate Rhett, but all of his defensive improvements were exactly what we needed. Oh, he's going to be insufferable at the next council meeting. Your dad pats her hand. Credit where credit's due, Flulu Bell. Flulu, he says, and she smiles despite herself. It could have been worse. Your mom nods, and they both sit in silence before your dad speaks again. Poor Hal, he says. What a way to go. Professor Hal! Your parents startle. Hey, yeah, they're gonna announce it in a few hours after everyone's had a chance to calm down. He didn't make it. What happened? Don't worry about that, your mom replies, shooting your dad a look to keep him from talking. It's adult stuff, okay? You guys won't be able to go into the engineering wing for a little bit, not until it's decontaminated. Curl up quietly to think. Professor Hal can't just die. He can't just be gone. He's your teacher. And the engineering wing is where you take classes. You can't imagine something bad happening in such a safe place. Fall asleep thinking, for sure there's been some mistake. What the fuck? Okay, start age 12. Tension is storming around the quad in front of engineering, checking notes on her hollow palm, gesturing and grunting in frustration. What's the matter? I can't possibly... Professor Hal, he was helping me with this physics chapter, and now he's... Can't understand this without him. This is impossible. Why did he have to die? Hang a hug. She stiffens, then lets you hold her. You can feel her shaking. You think she might be crying, but when she finally pulls away, her eyes are dry. Thank you. I know you're having a hard time with this as well. Nothing is easy on Vertumnus. I mean, even the adults can't protect themselves. It's obvious we're on our own out here. Can I help you study? Tang looks like she's about to decline, but then gives you a considering look. Thank you. We not be able to rely on the adults, but we're not alone in this. I have you. Damn fucking right you do. Uh, Here, I'll give her a gift, too. It's only giving me +1, so... Ooh. Medicinal roots. That would probably be my boy over here, Cal. Yeah. What do you mean you don't know what to do with it? You're the fucking medicine boy. Wait, can I study still? The colony is still reeling from Professor Howell's death. You're not sure who to expect when you go to class today. You take your seat in the classroom. Chief Engineer Instance is chatting near the front with Tangent. But as the class fills up, Tang returns to her seat and Instant fires up Congruence's holoprojection. Alright, listen up. Congruence is expensive as hell to run in interactive mode, but she'll have to do as your teacher for now. I'm far too busy to be teaching children. Today, Congruence teaches you about machine learning and the development of artificial intelligence. Congruence has been a part of your life for as long as you can remember. Alright, oh, this is locked? $31. 29. $31. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the best we can do. We have a 40 reasoning. You've been having weird dreams, as usual. They seem to get worse around glow. You wake from a dream that has tears drying on your face, though you can't remember why. Just that you were terrified. Whatever it was, it felt real enough that for a moment you just lie in bed with your eyes closed and try to calm your breathing. You blearily rub your eyes and... Surprise! Oh, it's your birthday. Your dad leaps onto your bed and gives you a big hug. Happy birthday. 12 years old. Wow, can you believe it? No, your mom answers for you, laughing as she hands you your present. It was just yesterday Antecedent was showing me how to change your diaper. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the canteen so you can all eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face with savory tofu chunks, you open your presents. Which one is your favorite? A photophoner from your best friend. A photophoner. This instrument is part flute and part paintbrush and uses a neural link to paint holograms in the air as you play. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Uh-oh. So, we've been here 2 years now. I know your dad and I have always said you're in charge of your schedule, but we've been keeping an eye on you. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into this recycler pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. Professor Howell used to tell us all the time about how hard you're trying in school. That's great. Your dad and I are really proud of you. Working might seem fun and grown up when you're a kid, but if you want to do more than manual labor, you'll need some book smarts too. So it's time to start thinking about how you're going to contribute to the colony when you're older. At the look on your face, he laughs. Don't worry, we're not going to make you get a job right now. We're just asking what you want to be when you grow up. Do I have to choose now? Feel overwhelmed by the decision. Of course not, sweetie. It's okay to not know yet, and it's okay to change your mind later. We didn't know we wanted to be off-road farmers when we were 12, of course. Sometimes you just figure it out as you go. Well, I'm sure your friends all want to wish you happy birthday. You might not have considered a career as a depot clerk, but AI and Bernie mentioned their daughter Mars is working there, and she needs some help now that people... Sure bees, if you don't say that, you don't... Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking work with Mars. Get the fuck out of here. Want to study together? You offer up Tangent with her schoolwork, but she just shrugs you off. I'm not working on school anymore, she says. Chief Engineer Instance says I'm smart for my age and my talents are wasted in school. She opens her holopalm and shows you some of her lab notes. It's so much work, though. Honestly, maybe it would be better to be like everyone else. Unintelligent people seem happier. Just then, an Anemone and a Crutch kid go tearing by with a sports ball, hollering at the top of their lungs. On second thought, forget I said that. I'll keep being smart, thank you. Let's see. Need reasoning 80. God damn. What does our music get us? Creativity and bravery. And a little bit of stress. Okay. We'll keep studying engineering. The night sky in Vertumna is like no star chart in the hollow archives you brought from Earth. You're not even certain if the stars you are seeing are new ones entirely, or the same ones but seen from a different angle, where the wormhole actually spat you out is a mystery. You know, some of the adults are working on reading radiation levels for various stars, guessing which ones they are, and then using them to triangulate where you are. A downright frightening amount of math. One slot card gets +1. Ooh, how do I... Okay, so this will get me... Shit. If I do this... $22. 23. I think that's the best I can get. Yeah, I guess so. 23. How the fuck would I have gotten at 26? I don't know. Guess we'll keep building up our reasoning. Nothing. This is still the best way to get our reasoning. Although I feel like getting humanities should also level up our reasoning. Like, they're taking the logical approach of reasoning. You learn argumentative reasoning in humanities and history. Kind of all that history class becomes in college is taking information and arguing the facts. Or, well, using the facts. You should have known better, Tangent, you hear as you walk past the laboratory. Curious, you listen at the door. Chief Engineer Instant sighs. I know you meant well, but your presumption has cost us 3 months of work. You can't simply look at an experiment and change the parameters to your liking. Getting results is not the same as doing good science. Your findings, however scientifically interesting, are useless to us without sound methodological underpinnings. Tang's response is more subdued than you've ever heard it before. I'm sorry, Chief Engineer. I recognize the error of my ways. I should hope so. I'll expect you in the lab first thing of tomorrow morning. I'll personally supervise your work in resetting the experiment. 1 out of 10, too much reading? Get good. Finish Jedi Survivor and finally play Ghost of Tsushima. Hi, Clay. You flatten against the wall as Instance breezes past you, barely giving you a second look as she strides down the hallway. You poke your head inside the laboratory where Tang scowls and wipes her eyes. What do you want? Let's see. It'll be better the second time around? Hell yeah! Tang nods. You're right. The first experiment was plagued by inefficiencies. She says, pushing herself off the lab bench. That's why I changed it in the first place. In the new experiment, I can eliminate those inefficiencies from the start. Thank you, Selene. You may have saved me 3 months off of work. Dog, you've got COVID again? I knew you were sick, but I didn't know it was Clay. Jesus Christ. This is like the 10th time. You want to know how many times I've had COVID? 0. 0. Now, do I go outside? No. Snotty pup. Yeah, but I mean, I go to the gym. Well, I mean, I go to the gym with old people that don't wipe their shit down. I fucking hate boomers, man. Boomers, the worst generation ever fucking made. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Losing the data was my fault. I wanted to prove I'm not the little kid from biology class. That I'm ready to work hard and really make great discoveries. Dr. Instance has always been there for me when I was a kid, and now with my mother gone, she's the only adult in this colony who sees what I could become. She believes that I can be better than what I am. It's always been that way. I just really want to impress her. You will. Certainly hope so. Let's see. +5, +1 of mental blue cards. Let's see here. Shit. If I do this, that gives that a 3. Which then... I mean, 24. '23, 24. There we go. How the fuck was I gonna get a 32, man? Oh wait, I think I see how I could have gotten a 32. There isn't, I don't know, the reading feels pretty balanced actually. Like at least with Red Xeno egg. Will the love of my life like an egg? Is it good? At least it is better than yeah, she likes it. It's better than Coffee Talk by far. The parents, the dad is written a little bit cringy, like he's a over-loving dad, and I don't like that. But everyone else, they're also, I mean, we're starting off 10 years old. Right now we're 12. So like, you know, the kids are kids. So I think the kids are actually written pretty well for kids. They are, of course, caricatures, because, you know, entropy, you could say, right? This is the sporty girl. She likes to, you know, play sports. The emo. The biology geek. Thinks she's popular and is obsessed with fashion. And then the love of our life is a science nerd who is smarter than everyone else her age, so she doesn't feel like she fits in with the people her age, you know, that kind of stuff. But the game is at least like it's aware of what it is. All right, so we have. Ooh, how do we? So if we do 0, 2. Get a 19. Get a 20. We still get a 20. Oh shit. Still get 20. What if we do You get 17. How does that not... Hmm. I don't know how to get above... Okay. That was the best score. Your dad comes back from work one day looking seriously under the weather. He's pale with deep circles under his eyes and he keeps sneezing. It's fine. It's just all this pollen in the air. It's gunking up the old air tubes. Do you remember hay fever, flu? We always got it back on Earth, too. Your mom frowns and crosses her arms. We did. So why isn't it bothering me? You're a lot tougher than me, your dad says, and your mom rolls her eyes. I'm sure I just have to get used to it like you did. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside the gates later, really get a good lungful of the stuff. I'll feel bad for a few weeks, but after that, I'll be fine. I think my dad is gonna die, dude. Your mom raises both eyebrows. Outside. The gates. You. Your dad shrugs and he falls into a fit of sneezing and can't answer. Your mom directs him to go lie down on their bed. You need rest. Skill issue. I don't have a... Your dad sneezes. A macho bone in my body. See, they have the dad always using these, like, cute nicknames, and it just comes across as super cringy. I really don't like it. Your mom grunts. Your dad pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and sneezes into it a few times. Big, yelling honk sneezes that echo throughout your whole quarters. He pulls it away from his face, and you can tell that something's wrong. Huh, your dad says weakly, holding the handkerchief away from his face. It's bright fuchsia pink and glittering in the light. That is weird. Then his eyes roll back in his head, his knees buckle, and your mom yells for you to call Instance. Chief Engineer Instance takes over your dad's vitals and gives him a cursory look over, but she seems satisfied with what she sees without having to do a thorough examination. The explorers have started calling this the Shimmer, she says, shining a light down your dad's throat. He's looking a little better, but not much. It's an airborne environmental toxin, likely in the pollen fog. Dude, I'm allergic to pollen on Earth. I would die on this planet. Will he be okay? It doesn't seem to cause long-term damage to the body. How do we know that? We've been here for 2 years. That isn't long-term in science. She gestures in the air, making notes on her hollow eye that only she can see. I've been tracking its effects for 3 seasons now. The toxin is flushed out of the body after 3 to 5 days, and it's not contagious. But he's been sick for longer than that. What that means for you, Geranium. The names are also a little weird. Since you're particularly susceptible to the toxin, you should be taking better pains to avoid exposure. If you must go outside during pollen, use a respirator. You got it, boss. As your little boss, I'm ordering you not to come into work for the rest of the week. You're on strict bed rest. Even after 1 day of bed rest, your dad is looking a lot better. He's clearly anxious to get back out in the fields. You're gonna love this new crop, Selene. It's called a pixie bean. They glow in the dark. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy that we finally found something that would actually grow here that isn't soy, and more soy. Wifey wants to talk. Your hollow palm pulses with a message from Tang. Hey, Selene. If you're not occupied, could I ask you for your assistance in the lab? Thank you in advance. Typical Tang, but her asking for help is something so rare that you can't help but head over right away. You find her hunched over a spectrometer, making notes on a holoscreen. Oh, you're here, she says, blinking rapidly. She looks like she's been awake for days, wrinkled, a little shiny, and with the wild-eyed look of someone who needs a cup of blep tea. Came as soon as I could. I'm researching the Shimmer, the respiratory illness some people report during pollen. I'm loath to admit it, but I need your assistance. She takes 4 vials with swabs inside and puts them into your hands. I need recent saliva samples from both you and your father. There must be a reason why he's so susceptible to the shimmer and you're not. You share half of your genetic code with him. There must be some marker we can compare between the two samples. Then, she continues, pulling another vial from a rack of test tubes, administer this to yourselves. Wait 3 days and take the samples again. The test should be able to determine if anything in your body chemistry has changed. Tang looks at you, very seriously, cutting through her bleary expression. There's something going on here. Something really, really big. I've begun to realize this is more than just curing a disease. Unlocking the secrets of the shimmer, who it affects and why, it could lead to a greater understanding of all life on Vertumna. And knowledge. Knowledge is more than power, Selene. It's control. You okay? You seem unhinged. Alright, saying she seems unhinged is perhaps not the best way to keep our relationship moving forward. Okay, I'll do it. I'm in the zone. Thank you, Tang says. I've been researching so hard, I think my eyes are going to fall out of my head, and for what? Well, for the end of a debilitating disease is a pretty good reason, but Tang just shakes her head at herself before you can answer. We're at a disadvantage here, she smutters. We're fighting blind. We need to understand this planet if we're going to get it under our control. Alright, so do I go talk to Pop Pop and tell him, yo, swab yourself, father? Yeah, okay, it's just gonna automatically, just as we automatically do it. We need 80 reasoning to help Tang with her, like, next thing. Pick an activity. Engineering, of course, because reasoning. This month, you explore making electronic music and learn a lot about manipulating the frequency and pitch of a sound to make unusual and sometimes pleasant results. It's kind of amazing that music is just physics. You share your creations on the HoloNet for people to download. It's nice to have something new to listen to. Oh, shit, do I have a fucking mosquito bite or something? My arm itches. Balls. Okay. How do we... Oh. So we could do 0, 1, 4, 5, 6. Or we could do... Yeah, baby. Or is there a better way to do this? So we get 26 there. 26 there. There's definitely some better way of doing this. But I can't see it. There was not a better way to do it. Sweet. I'm a pro gamer. Okay. Anything I can pick up and give to my future wife, Tang? Anything? Nothing. Back to engineering class. Yep, we've read that before. Okay, so this one's locked. So we do bada bing. Oh, yeah, I don't. What if? Yeah, no, okay, so this is the better way to do it. 30 out of... What? Alright, I fucked up, I guess. There was a better... 35, what? Do I actually have something for the love of my life? Oh shit, I got to... Oh, I need a perk. Oh, the social cards? Yeah, no. Anyone want to talk? Let's see. Her stress is at an 86. Ooh, what's this? Yellow flower. I don't think she likes flowers. I think flower is green boy here. me unlock something. You're looking for Cal in the garden when you nearly trip over someone else. One of the younger kids, and they're blindfolded. Hey! They explain, ripping the blindfold off their face and throwing it to the ground. It's Cirrus, one of Anemone's brothers. He glares at you. I was almost done! Cal jogs over and grabs Cirrus in a friendly headlock, ruffling his messy red hair. Dude, you were so close! Cirrus stamps his feet and complains that you got in his way. It's not his fault, Cal says. He didn't know we were playing a game. Give me a sec. I want to teach him how to play. Cal turns to you as Cirrus leaves. Sorry, Selene, he says sheepishly. I was teaching Cirrus a new game. But he's more like an Anemone than I thought. Real competitive, you know? He stoops to pick up the blindfold, brushing off the dirt. I've been trying to come up with different kinds of games for other than sports ball, he says. No winners or losers. I just want to have fun with my friends. You want to learn how to play? Sure. Cal's smile looks like it's going to stretch right off of his face. Radical, dude! He shouts, jumping up and down with excitement. Okay, so first put on this blindfold. The blindfold is a little scratchy and smells like dirt. You can feel Cal's big hands on your shoulders. I'm going to spin you around, and when I let go, you got to listen to my instructions. We're going to walk all the way to the cafeteria, okay? You nod. You can't see Cal's grin, but you can hear it in his voice as he spins you around and counts to 10. 1, 2, 3. First, Cal says you got to walk forward 10 steps. Do you follow Cal's instructions as best you can, or make things difficult for him? Make him work for it. You take 10 large steps, feeling the squelch of dirt under your shoes as you wade into the garden bed. Selene! You're gonna get me in trouble! Okay, next you're gonna turn a little bit to the right. Turn a lot bit to the right. No! Come on! I said a little bit! You tilt your head to the side like you're listening, then spread your arms wide and spin around in circles. Cal! Selene! Sharp voice cuts through the garden. Oh, dip, it's your mom. What's gotten into you? Get out of the garden beds this instant, little boy, or you will be in so much trouble. I'm so sorry, Auntie, he says, staring at the ground. I was trying to teach Selene how to play a new game, but I didn't do it good. Speak the fuck up? Hell no. Tell your mom it was your fault. She raises her eyebrow at you. I know, Selene. You're the one I caught trampling the turnips. Both of you get out of here for the rest of the day, and no more games. Cal squeaks as he grabs your hand and you run out of the garden, away from your mom grousing about the broken plants. When you're far enough away, he turns to you and bursts into giggles. That was wild. Thanks, Selene. I really want your mom to like me and let me help out in the garden more. It's my favorite place in the whole colony. You're welcome, Broham. Oh gosh. Study engineering. Yet. Okay. So I got a 19. But what if 19? I think that's the best we're gonna get. I don't see any other way to do it. Poggers. It is time for the 3rd annual Vertumnalia Festival. You gather with your family in the colony square. Everyone takes a seat as Governor Eudicott approaches the stage. She folds her hands and serenely addresses the crowd. What a pleasure to address you all today as your governor. I've changed her voice every single time, she says, looking as pleased as she ever does. In under 3 years, we've built a colony of which we can truly proud. While we've suffered hardships and losses, we remain standing, as always, looking toward the future we are building together. Let us use this midsummer festival as a time to reflect on our many blessings. Fresh water, good food, healthy children, and a strong community. Eudicott bows her head. But first, let us remember Professor Halitosis, who guided our children and kept our engines running for so many years. Chief Engineer Instance will be filling in, with help from our ship's AI congruence, until someone can take up the mantle that rested so easily on Hal's broad shoulders. We also recognize the passing of our dear friend, Chief Surveyor Melatonin. Known for his gentle nature and his curious spirit, Tonin joins his daughter Espartame and his partner Levendula in the world of our memories. In his place, we welcome our youngest council member ever, Utopia, representing expeditions. Eudicott invites the rest of the council to stand and be recognized among the crowd, including your mom, who huffs in annoyance. When the applause dies down and the council sits, Utopia remains standing. Actually, Auntie Eudicott, y'all mind if I just make a quick announcement? Eudicott nods and Utopia clears her throat. I just wanted to say thanks to y'all who are trusting me with this job. She says, her clear voice ringing out over the crowd. A cheer rises from expeditions, and she motions for them to quiet down. Uncle Tone has left some big shoes to fill in. Well, I'm gonna give him my best. We're fixing to get to the bottom of what we're calling the shimmer. The sniffles folks have been getting during pollen. Until we do, please keep on wearing your mask when the pollen is thick, and let the doc know if you're under the weather. She bends down to hug the governor as she leaves the stage. Thank you, Utopia, Udcott says warmly, and thank you to the rest of the council for their service. And now it's time for games and feasting. I will science fair this year because my wife will be there too. Tangent's project involves how the surveyor's gliders work, something to do with the materials they're made from reacting with the magnetic field of the planet, combined with solar energy collected from the wings. You turn her out, only zoning back when Tang stumbles through one of the Jez's technical questions. You catch her look of pained frustration as she realizes she doesn't know the answer. Reasoning challenge. Alright. So, ooh, so if I do this and this. Oh, card becomes 2. Oh shit. If I do 0, 2, that gets me a 12. $13. 13. 14. We'll go with that. So card becomes 2. That's a 14. But if I do 11, yeah, it has to be okay. Yeah, I think that's gonna be our best bet. Ooh. Bada bing. No skill issues here. You do an egg drop experiment, taking fragile crystalline glass fruit and designing 4 different ways to protect them from baking after a long fall. Dude, that was a fun. I did that in physics class. The egg drop shit. That shit's fun. It made me feel smart. Like, how did me and my partner do it? What did we use? I can't even remember. Oh, I think we went really basic. We used like a box. Oh, I remember. We used like a shoe box, filled it with like newspaper scraps, and then put the egg in the middle, and then newspaper scraps on top of it. Closed it, and then I think, and then just whoop, dropped it. 2 break, but 2 succeed. Your experiment is only a simple demonstration of physics, but the judges decide to award you for choosing something within your capabilities and doing it well. Tang is frustrated, but more at herself than you. She's not used to failure. After the festivities, you take time off for a much-needed, very relaxing break. Your dad sets up a slip and slide through the colony square, and everyone takes turns sliding on their stomachs and spraying water at each other. It's a lot of fun. You can feel your worries floating away in the hot dust suns. Okay. I think that's going to be where we stop for today. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, this game's pretty fucking fun, man. It's nothing like, whoa, amazing. At least so far. Um, um, let's see. Is anyone live? I don't think anyone's live. Because it's a Tuesday. Um, yeah, no one's live. Well, I mean, people I watch are live, but no one, none of the friends, none of the gang. Clay, thanks for showing up. Chance and Lauren and Sasha, thank you for showing up and hanging. I will be live tomorrow. Probably map making. I gotta make maps and stuff. But yeah, for now, that is goodbye and a good night. I'm enjoying the game. I'm curious what it's gonna be like as the children turn into adults, because it's definitely advertised. Like, if you look at the advertisement for the game, it shows them like all as adults, or like the main the cover art here, and well, even as they grow up. And some of this shit I haven't even fucking seen. Damn, I'm missing out on something. Okay. Uh, got distracted. Um, head off now. I don't. I. How the fuck do you not end streams awkwardly, man? Like, shit's hard. Um, goodbye.